Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Strawberry season is here at Orr's Farm Market. Pick your own strawberries will be starting around May 13th, and you can make a reservation to come and pick, or buy some that are already picked. We're also offering a season pass this year, so get online at orrsfarmmarket.com to see the details. Visit our bakery counter today to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't miss our 2 new flavors of homemade strawberry donuts. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and remember, Orr's Farm Market. Happiness grows here.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sager Field here in Shenandoah Junction, West Virginia, at Jefferson High School for the Regional Championship Series between the Hedgesville Eagles and the Jefferson Cougars. I'm Nick Verzolini, alongside me, Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. Tom McLaughlin is our cameraman, along with Braden Schaffner. And back in the studio is Dylan Bishop. It's the 2 number 1 seeds in each section meeting here for the regional championship between Jefferson and Hedgesville. And Trip, you look at this matchup. 2 great pitchers going at it tonight, Lane DeWater and Caleb Fletcher, but also, I mean, these have been 2 of the best teams all season in the EPAC, and definitely should be a great series between these 2.
Yeah, I expect a great series between these guys. You're looking at a real hot offensive team right now in Hedgesville, and you're looking at a Jefferson team that just doesn't give up a lot of runs. They're very fundamentally, tough to play and score runs on. They limit the big inning, and they don't give you a lot of free bases. So I look for a really good series. I don't think that Hedgesville is going to have the offensive output they had in their section, but that doesn't mean they won't have some firepower, have enough offense to get through this. But it's going to be a lot tougher against a very good defensive team in Jefferson, and a great pitching team in Jefferson with Fletcher and Morgan and Shipe, and 3 quality starters to get through possibly 3 games. And on the other side with DeLauder and Ruess and Tanner Matthews, I mean, just it's just everything you need for a great series, a great offensive team out of Hedgesville, and a really good, solid, pitching and defensive team and smart team in Jefferson here.
I think the difference in the series trip is going to be the availability of bullpen pitching per se, because we know how much Hedgesville's top 3 guys go against all the EPAC teams. But is there really those guys in the bullpen that can help there? We know for Jefferson that they have a slew of arms they can go to at any point and still have starters for the next games.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the depth of the pitching staff that Jefferson has created, I want to say, this year by giving these guys a lot of opportunities. You have Hefner that can go. You have Ryan Kelly that can go. They've got a lot of guys that can go. On the other side, Hedgesville has a couple of guys that, have got it done this year when needed with Elliott, I believe, and Gano, of course. We've seen him come in, and even Braylon Connors pitch some here. So, they're not short on pitching, but maybe you give advantage to depth of pitching to Jefferson. But definitely we've seen Tanner Matthews and Lane DeLauder and Ruess just not have a problem at all getting through 5-6 innings and still have pitches to go.
These two teams reached this regional championship in 2 different ways. Hedgesville had to fight its way through the losers bracket. Jefferson, of course, won both its games against Washington relatively easily. So how much do you think that plays a factor, if any, Trip? I mean, Jefferson's a little bit more rested, but also they haven't played in a while. Same situation for Hedgesville. They haven't played in a while, but also, they had a tougher section, and it was much more competitive, which gets you ready for a series like this.
Yeah, I think if I was Hedgesville, I'd love to have just played Jefferson the next day because they were hot. I think it's if it's a disadvantage, if I want to give a disadvantage to one team or the other, I would say it probably hurt Hedgesville more, even though they had a shorter rest. It's just the way they were, that they were hitting at the break there. They were just really hitting on all cylinders. As far as Jefferson goes, I just think that they do the right things. They practice well. I'm sure that they had a lot of great practices. So, I don't think it hurts for them to be off. I'm sure that they have enough guys out there that they scrimmaged and seen live pitching and just worked on a lot of things. What did hurt Jefferson in this is that, they, even though they were off, they haven't gotten Cole Lewis healthy from that hamstring injury he took in that Washington game. He's going to be sorely missed. See where Cienfuegos has moved to the top, and he's not there. So anytime you lose your leadoff guy and your center fielder, and your leader, that it's really tough. So, injury report is probably advantage Hedgesville because they're healthy right now, but I think a disadvantage Hedgesville, believe it or not, by just having a couple days off.
All right, we'll take our first break here on the Skinner Law Firm Countdown to the First Pitch. The Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Call 304-245-6613 or go to skinnerfirm.com. On the other side of this break, we'll hear from both teams' head coaches. It's West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, Go Bulldogs.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process.
Brings up Camion Gonzalez with runners on the corners. Runner from first going, and it's a fair ball down the third base line by Gonzalez. That's going to allow one to score.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area.
We welcome you back here to Sager Field. We'll now get into our coaches interviews brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife and great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. We'll start with the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Eric Grove, and then hear from head coach John Lowry Sr. Here with the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles. Coach, your team able to advance here to the regional championship series. Big walk-off win for you guys over Musselman. Overall, your team seemed to get better throughout that sectional tournament. What did you take away from the tournament, and what are you looking forward to about regionals?
Well, we had a few days off to rest the kids that we pitched a lot, and, it was the second game was an awesome high school game. It's kind of unfortunate somebody had to lose that game because I felt like everybody played their hearts out, and I've been on the wrong side of that. And so, it was a good game for us, and mentally we did get better every day. I said if we improved from Spring Mills throughout the rest of the week, I'll take that, and we did that. So hopefully, I don't know what to expect tonight because both teams have had a layoff, but maybe if we don't play our best tonight, I hope it's the worst that we have this week.
You made it a lineup change after that Spring Mills game. You put Trent Canarian behind the plate. You moved Pedersen out to left field to get a little bit more offense in the lineup. How do you think that's benefited your team?
Biggest thing those two are pretty marginal behind the plate. Brett's arm had bothered him a little bit, and he had been he told us, he played the outfield since he started here last year, and we just tried to we have to keep his bat in there, and we have a couple people that really are hitters only or fielders only, so we kind of have to weigh those things out, and it did work. Will it work these next 3 games? You never know because it's a kind of a different stylistic game we're going to have to play the next 3 days, but it'd be crazy to try and change something right now, so we're going to roll with it again and hope that we get some more offense, and I'm going to stay with the 6 runs. I feel good about where we're at.
Lane DeLauder going for you. Last time against Jefferson, he had some issues with some walks, but in that sectional tournament, he looked like Lane with his consistency. What are you looking to get out of him here tonight, and especially against this Jefferson team that, like I said, kind of got on base and did some good things against him last time?
Yeah, he's going to have to keep the free passes, hit by pitches off from happening. And, honestly, he hasn't got hit around all that hard except a couple times. And so hopefully if we can keep those other base runners off when they hit, it won't matter as much because they will maximize their chances. And it's what they've been good at for a long time, and I'm sure it's not going to change tonight.
You've talked about it before, Jefferson, kind of the premier program in the state, John Lowry being their head coach with all their state championships. What do you see out of this year's team? A little bit different than maybe some of their teams in the past in terms of they don't have necessarily a ton of home run power, but still a really good team.
Yeah, he just told me. He came over here and we talked about hitting on the field before the game and said he's got 1 home run this year. I don't know how many we have, but it's not a whole lot more than 1. It's beginning of the year, didn't play all that well. I think there were some concerns from people that maybe this team wasn't as good, and I just kind of laughed because they always get better as the year goes on. And they had a few blips against some EPAC teams, but look where they are now. And his leadership has guided them this long. It's crazy to think that would just go away because they had a rough start to the year. They're right where they always are. This is going to be a great challenge to have to either win 2 games here or win this game tonight and then win tomorrow. It's something that Hedgesville has done before, and we're going to kind of draw on that. I think our kids are confident enough to do it. And the biggest thing is execution here in the key moments. Who gets their bunts down, pushes a runner across the sac fly, throws more strikes. It's the little things that'll win this type of game because they don't have too many offensive explosions down here.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Here with the head coach of the Jefferson Cougars, John Lowry Sr. Coach, your team able to win the sectional championship and reach regionals again. What were some things that you liked out of your guys in those 2 wins over Washington?
Well, we pitched well and we caught the ball when it was hit. I mean, that's kind of been our personality all year. If we can play defense and eliminate the walks from the pitching standpoint, we've had opportunity for success, and we were able to do that in those two games. I think the concern going into this game is that it's been 10, 11 days since we've played, and it's just tough to find teams to play without having to travel halfway across the state to do it. And so we've done some inter-squad and had our guys throw, and hopefully, we can been able to keep our timing and our sharpness, for tonight's game.
Both teams having a layoff. Hedgesville a little bit of a shorter layoff than you guys. You mentioned being able to do those inter-squads. How much do you think that helps with your program just in general, having a lot of guys on the team and being able to have competitive inter-squad games?
Well, there's a couple ways that we look at that. It's first of all, if you play somebody else, there's only a certain number of guys that are going to be involved. So this way, everybody's involved. But I don't know that the focus level is the same as if you were playing an opponent. The other side of that is, we keep a number of players, and some of them are practices with us up from the JV team, and it gives us another week, 2 weeks, depending upon what happens this week, maybe even a third week extra of practice with those guys, which I feel is just the reps that they get, and just the routine that we go through. That hopefully that extra 3 weeks is beneficial, and the squads that have are no longer playing aren't doing that. So we look at it from that viewpoint too. But in the past we've tried to play games, and not playing games this time around. I don't know. We'll see how it works out. All we can do is keep our fingers crossed.
Hedgesville on the other side, a team that you split with in the regular season, talented team with some experience, coming off of a real good win over Musselman and a great game the other night. What stands out to you about this Hedgesville team this year, and the fact that you guys kind of split, really could go either way in this series?
Well, you look at that section as a whole. I mean, that was really a competitive section. Going into that, anybody really, had a chance to win. I guess the three that probably were the strongest three with a chance to win would have been Martinsburg, Musselman, and Hedgesville, and it's kind of turned out that way, that any one of those teams could beat the other on a given night, and that's kind of proven to be the case with our games with them. We split with Hedgesville and Musselman, and Martinsburg beat us twice. So I think that gives evidence to the balance that exists in the area. But hopefully, I think that's another thing that I like with the 3-game set. One play doesn't necessarily beat you. If something happens tonight, you have tomorrow night and the next night to come back from. When I started coaching, you could have an outstanding season, and then maybe you run into that one guy on the mound, and it was over for you. So I like the way we do it here in West Virginia, especially in the sectional and regional levels, when you have those 2 out of 3 sets. A lot of times maybe the better team has, I guess, a chance to emerge. He doesn't always emerge that way, but it's more about kind of what baseball. If you look at baseball at all levels, very rarely do they go down to a sudden death type of game. They go down, it's a series, 3 out of 5, 2 out of 3, 4 out of 7, and we're just glad to have a 2 out of 3 here.
So that does it for our coaches' interviews. We're going to take a 2-minute break and then return with first pitch. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We're going to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
Hey, we welcome you back here to the Sager Field. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. As we get set for first pitch, brought to you by CMA's Chevy of Martinsburg. Make your way to CMA Chevrolet on Foxcroft Avenue today for quality vehicles, a friendly team, and professional service at every step of the way. Chevy, find new roads. We'll get into our starting lineups, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust for your flooring needs. Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Starting for the Eagles, who will come to the plate here first, will be Braylon Connor leading off and playing shortstop, followed by Noah Brown at third base, Jackson Rest at first, Brett Pedersen in left field, Connor Quinn, the DH, batting sixth, the right fielder Landon Pence, and Connor leads off with a hit toward right field, and that ball is caught out there by the right fielder for out number one. Then it is Chris French at second base, Trent Canerium at catcher, and Gage Gano in center field.
Yeah, 6:59 p.m. was the first pitch, and we know at Jefferson a lot they play 6 p.m. games. It appears Hedgesville did not agree to that 6 p.m., so they started at 7, but earlier than 7.
6:55-ish.
6:59 was the first pitch.
So I bring Noah Brown to the plate. Brown batting .320 on the year, and he takes the first one high and inside.
It's close to his head.
I'm sorry, second pitch for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. This one misses low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike here on Brown.
Fletcher's wanting to work in here, and looks like he wants to work inside and down. And you got that pitch there inside also, just under the hands of Noah Brown. Got him 2-2 here as he's pretty much has pitched everything inside to Noah Brown. Maybe that's a book they have on him or a scouting report, I'm not sure, but they stayed pretty much in.
The 2-2 to Brown from Fletcher is a swing and miss for strike 3. He actually foul-tipped it into the glove, but nonetheless a strikeout for the third baseman.
Yeah, and that was a pitch. That was a curveball. They was started at him and broke in. So they as the night progressed, we'll keep an eye on that. But they spotted him up on the inside, so that kind of tells me that maybe they know something or want to work something there.
Fletcher to now face Jackson Ramirez. He starts him with a breaking ball for strike 1.
Backdoor curveball.
Caleb Fletcher, intriguing young player. He reclasses to be a sophomore this year. So there'll be 2 more years of him after this that the EPAC will have to see.
1 ball, 1 strike here on rest. 2 down. Top of the first inning between Hedgesville and Jefferson. The next pitch from Caleb Fletcher is a swinging strike.
He foul-tipped it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Fletcher with a .82 ERA on the season as that one misses outside for ball 2.
This is the first time that Hedgesville's played away since the 25th of April.
That's quite a long time. What'd you say it was 11 games?
11 home games stand.
Wow.
The last time they played away was Tuesday 25th and a 4-2 victory over East Hardy.
Wow.
3-2 count here with 2 down in the inning on Ruest. Top of the first, the next pitch from Fletcher is poked down the third baseline and foul.
Yeah, Ruest trying to stay alive here early on, see some pitches.
Ruest is a tough out, gets a lot of quality at bats, but I've seen a lot of pitches, fighting off pitches. He shortens up here. You can see the knob there. He's got 2 fingers up on the bat.
3-2, cold strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Fletcher. Numbers 55 and 56 on the year. Made at the bottom of the first with Jefferson coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
We welcome you back here to Sager Field. 76 degrees and sunny this evening. Going to drop into the 60s and then the mid-50s overnight. Our weather brought to you by CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg on Foxcroft Avenue, home of the lifetime limited powertrain warranty with every new vehicle that we sell at no additional cost to you. We'll now give you the Jefferson starting lineup, again brought to you by Trips Flooring. Leading off and playing second base, Josh Cienfuegos. Batting second, the shortstop, Ryan Hefner. Batting third, the third baseman, J.J. Pavanelli. Batting fourth, the pitcher, Caleb Fletcher. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Riley Morgan. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Ryan Kelly. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, Ty Vickers. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Ty Duncan. And rounding out the lineup will be Spears, the catcher. So Cienfuegos having to lead off with Cole Lewis dealing with an injury, and the first pitch to him is low for ball one.
Be a big moment for Lane DeLauder because it's going to get rowdy in that dugout. They have, 30-plus players over there, it looks like, and it's going to get noisy over there, and he's going to have to play with some earplugs in and understand there's going to be some tough spots, and he's going to have to deal with it. But we've seen Lane mature throughout this year, slowly but surely, and he's done a very good job down the stretch.
1-1 to Cienfuegos is a ball outside, 2-1 count. Cienfuegos batting .273 on the year, 20 RBIs for him. The 2-1 pitch is high for ball three.
You don't want to let the leadoff guy on. He's leading off with that injury to Cole Lewis. He's generally in the bottom of the lineup there, so he's kind of flipped it from 9-1.
3-0 hits the zone for strike one. We talk about strike two. We talk about a lot of the time that these guys are interchangeable there between the 9 and 1, but Lewis has been pretty consistent. The 3-2 misses outside for ball four, so you get that leadoff walk, and that's what hurt Lane in that last game against Jefferson. 7 walks in that one.
Yeah, one thing difference about Jefferson and Musselman is Jefferson's a lot more patient at the plate. Musselman's a team that likes to hit, like to be aggressive at the plate, and that's what that was their secret to success. That was their recipe for success. How about that? It wasn't a secret, but Jefferson's a lot more patient and making you put the ball across the plate and throw it into a hitting zone that and get them into ad counts and hitting counts.
Next pitch here to Ryan Hefner is high for ball one. 1-0 count with Cienfuegos on first. The 1-0 is a called strike one on the outside corner. Ryan Hefner batting .286 on the year, leads the team in RBIs with 34.
Baby brother in that lineup tonight in center field.
Pitch here is, or a throw over here. Yep, Sam Hefner's going to be playing center field. Ty Vickers is DHing for him in the lineup. 1-1 count. Is Coach Lowry forced to get a little bit creative with that injury? The next one a called strike. 2.
Yeah, puts Lane ahead here. 1-2.
No score between Jefferson and Hedgesville. Bottom of the first inning. DeLauder on the mound for the Eagles. Cienfuegos on first with the leadoff walk. The next pitch from Lane DeLauder is a breaking ball, swing and miss. Strike 3. The throw down to second. Not in time as the runner and Cienfuegos is able to take second, but Hefner chasing on that high pitch.
It looks like Hefner might have come across and interfered slightly there. I mean, he didn't, it doesn't take much to get that interference there, but as he swung at that high and outside pitch, his momentum kind of carried him a little bit across the plate there, but did get a stolen base out of that as he swung at that pitch out of the strike zone.
So runner in scoring position for J.J. Pavanelli, 318 hitter for the third baseman. And the pitch from DeWater, high off the glove, takes a bounce off of the brick backstop and back into the glove of Trent Canerium, but Cienfuegos able to take third base.
I think that was good by Canerium to kind of see where it bounced, because reaction-wise, you're going to run to the backstop. He could have lost that ball. It could have bounced all the way out the lane.
Yeah, it looked like it might have caught the corner of this brick. It probably has a big gash in it.
The 1-0, called strike one. Yeah, but I don't think they changed baseballs.
He threw it right back to him.
Is that advantage pitcher there?
That's what I would say. It depends on where it's at.
Yeah.
Where the gash is at, if it's got one.
The 1-1 pitch hit right to the second baseman, Chris French, who throws it down to third, and sliding back in safely is Cienfuegos, but Pavanelli robbed of a base hit as he hit it right at French.
Yeah, he couldn't hit it no harder. It was an outside fastball. He stayed with it. Didn't try to do too much with it. Tried to push it the other way. I believe he was trying to go the other way. As you see, he kind of was backed up in the box a little bit. His approach there was just try to hit something on the right side of the field and score this run. And unfortunately for Pavanelli, he did everything right and just doesn't get the doesn't get the credit here.
There's a first pitch. Looks like an off-speed one to Fletcher, and he swings and misses for strike one. So Wayne DeWater would love to get out of this inning after giving up the leadoff walk without allowing a run.
Leadoff walks are hard to defend, in high school baseball.
Next pitch a little bit high for ball one. 1 ball and a strike on Caleb Fletcher, the 270 hitter with 17 RBIs on the year. The lights come on here at Sager Field, and DeWater delivers the 1-1 pitch. Smoked, but foul off the batting cage here at Sager Field and out of play.
Yeah, Fletcher was late on that pitch. A lot of sophomores in this game here between the two teams with Fletcher and the sophomore class of Hedgesville.
1 ball and 2 strike count. The junior, Lane DeWater, stepping off the mound for the Eagles. Big 6'6" right-hander facing Caleb Fletcher, the sophomore's opposing pitcher. And this one hit hard toward right field. That's going to get down for a base hit and score Cienfuegos from third. It's 1-0 Cougars here in the bottom of the first inning.
That's a big run in this one. And
yeah, same approach there. Just trying to do too much with the baseball. Just trying to go the other way and fastball away. Just tried to go with it and push it out that way. He Pavanelli hit the ball harder and didn't have anything to show for it. And Fletcher, same thing, threw the bat head at it and pushed it over top in between the second baseman and the first baseman, this time in the right field to get the run scoring RBI.
So it's a 2-out single for Caleb Fletcher. Riley Morgan to the plate now. He'll take the first one for a called strike. We would presume we'll see Riley here in game 2 going on the mound for the Cougars as time called.
Yeah, that's like Coach Lowry calls time, and the situation you're in with a runner on, already up 1, and then 2 outs here in this one.
So 1-0. Jefferson on top here with 2 down in the first inning. A huge hit from Fletcher, the pitcher, who is running for himself. Another thing to note as well.
Yeah, that's a note.
Easier for the pitcher to run for himself than the catcher with 2 outs. He can grab his glove and get out there and stay loose, but that just shows you athleticism that he has, and I think it's a good call. I think it's his level to keep his speed on the bases.
0-1 count. Morgan sends this one hard on the ground toward first, but that's going to dip foul. Just missing the bag. If that got off the bag, would have been trouble. Would have been extra bases for the speedy Riley Morgan, who's hitting .325 on the year. The only home run for the Cougars this season and 20 RBIs.
It's just hard to believe that all the teams that Jefferson's had with all those home runs, and this year to have this kind of success and 25, 26 plus wins on 1 home run.
1-0 Cougars. The next pitch from DeWater. Runner takes off, and Fletcher, the throw down from Canerium, is high and sliding in safely with the second stolen base on the day for the Cougars is Caleb Fletcher, and the other one going to Josh and Fuegos.
Tripp, I think that says more just about this team. It's station-to-station team, hit situationally pretty well, and a very good pitching team as always.
Yeah, it's going to be they're going to be tough to beat because of that. Because of what
1-2 breaking ball. This is inside for ball 2. Looked a little high. Throwback gets away from the water. Go ahead, Trevor, your point.
That ball's close. Yeah, you can hear the crowd talking. I mean, it was, for everybody at home, that ball's a curved ball. Kind of started up at Morgan's shoulder, broke down probably across the letters there a little bit, and the catcher did a nice job of bringing it in, but didn't get the call there. But it was a nice breaking pitch that might have stayed up a little.
The 2-2 fouled away by Riley Morgan. 2-2, 2 down. Runner on second and Caleb Fletcher. Here at Sager Field, 1-0 Cougars.
Yeah, it says a lot about this team that can go station to station, that can win tight ball games, that, their defensive fielding percentage is way up there, their ability to take the free bases that are given to them and turn it into runs.
The 2-2 from DeWater. Another breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. He's got 2 strikeouts in this first inning. That'll end the inning with a runner on second base, left stranded for the Cougars, but a 1-0 lead for Jefferson after the leadoff walk. We head to the second. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
May is National Trauma Awareness Month, and WVU Medicine is joining the effort to help bring attention to this year's theme, Roadway Safety is No Accident. With a documented rise in motor vehicle crashes and fatalities throughout our nation, the theme is both timely and appropriate. Our roadways continue to become overcrowded, drivers are more distracted, and safety hazards are growing. Prevention is the key. Safety is a choice. This message for National Trauma Awareness Month is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome you back here to Sager Field, 1-0. Cougars on top of the Eagles as we head to the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for Hedgesville. Nick Verzley alongside me, Tripp Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. And Tripp, 1-2-3 inning for this red-hot Hedgesville team. A little bit of time off here. We'll see what the middle of the order can do against the talented Caleb Fletcher.
Yeah, I mean, Hedgesville's offense has been really clicking. They struck out 8 times against the Spring Mills game against Alex Bromwell. Since then, they've limited those strikeouts to just a few a game, and that's just the second time that Noah Brown struck out in the playoffs, and he hasn't struck out since that Spring Mills game. So, and then Ruest only has 1 strikeout in the playoffs coming into this game, and Fletcher was able to get both of them. So that says a lot about what he has, and a little bit about the layoff I think that Hedgesville had as they were kind of clicking there. So hopefully they can get back after it here and get some offense going. But Jefferson, certainly the Jefferson fanfare would like to see the Eagles bats go flat after they went kind of 20 runs in the last 2 sectional games.
Fletcher now with 56 strikeouts in 35 innings. For the sophomore right-hander. It's a 1-1 count here on Pedersen playing left field this evening. The next pitch fouled away.
That to the backstop.
He's been predominantly keeping the ball in and using the curve ball that starts at the hitter and breaks across the plate. So, Hedges not allowing Hedgesville to get those hands out.
Next pitch misses high for ball 2. Pedersen had a home run last time we saw him against Musselman. Hit one over the Blue Monster in center field at the Nest. This pitch is low for ball 3.
And I think the second ball he hit for the double was hit even harder. For his exit velo, it was hit hard.
3-2 to Pedersen is low for ball 4, so it's a leadoff walk for Hedgesville. And the crowd coming alive here.
It looked like when Fletcher got that ball back, not all too happy about maybe his placement on the pitch.
Connor Quinn coming to the plate, .299 on the year. 1 home run, 16 RBIs.
Yeah, I don't know if he would like the pitch selection or if he was mad at himself because of the his execution of the pitch.
Well, he comes back there for a good-looking pitch for strike one.
Jefferson's moving. Jefferson coaching staff's moving the outfield to the right side. So they're kind of putting a little shift on the outfield, but playing the infield kind of straight up with Pavanelli up on the grass. Case for the bunt.
1 ball, 1 strike here on Quinn. Quinn not probably known for his bunting.
No, they're still moving this defense. I guess Quinn's
it's a good contact hitter usually.
Yeah.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike two.
Like his hitting chart must be showing them that he's a kind of a right field gap hitter. His spray chart. Jefferson must have it because they're putting everybody out there. They're moving them.
Well, the 1-2 is a swing and a miss for strike three. So third strikeout on the evening for Caleb Fletcher. That'll bring Landon Pence to the plate, another young guy that stepped up well for the Eagles here in the postseason. Average up to 288, 8 RBIs for him on the season.
Yeah, he's just trying to get some solid contact and get on base now.
Throw over. Not in time, sliding back in safely is Pedersen. Pitch here to Pence, misses outside for ball one.
Jefferson's catcher has done a great job. Spears, right? Spears back
Yes.
there. Yeah, Spears back there tonight, and he's putting himself in a great position to throw a runner around. He comes up every time ready to throw. And
1-0 hit on the ground towards Cienfuegos. He'll flip to Hefner for one to throw to first in time for the double play. 4-6-3. And we head to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Before the invitations and the dress, the flowers, cake, candles, or vows, there was an answer to a question proposed with a ring.
Bechtel Jewelers knows that an important part of your wedding happens before the I-dos. We're a diamond store with an engagement and bridal jewelry selection that's both exciting and accessible.
On the big day, there's everything else and there's the ring. Make sure you get this one right at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood.
Back here to Sager Field. So used to saying the Hedgesville Baseball Complex. It
yeah, that
seems
was
like we were there the whole month of May.
Set up shop there.
But 1-0, Jefferson on top of Hedgesville. As we head to the second inning, bottom of the second inning, Cougars taking that 1-0 lead on a walk and stolen base from Josh Cienfuegos and an RBI single from Caleb Fletcher. It is Kelly Vickers Duncan due up for the Jefferson Cougars. Hedgesville out in the gray hats with the blue bill. Blue uniforms with the white Hedgesville baseball logo along with white numbers and white stripes on the sleeves, and then the gray pants. Jefferson in the all-white uniforms with the maroon lettering and numbers.
Not too sure what's going on right now.
Coach Lowry talked to one of his assistants, kind of pointing over the dugout. He was giving some information. I guess the umpire crew had told him to keep his players inside that line there of the dugout. They're sitting up on the wall, but they need to stay back, in the out-of-bounds territory there.
Makes sense.
Waters starts our batter here, Ryan Kelly, with a strike.
Waters threw his 24th pitch there, and he threw 23 in the first. 25th pitch there now, but he threw 23 in the first, and Fletcher has thrown only 24 and 2 complete. So at the moment, the pitch count game is advantage Jefferson.
1-1 count, 1-0 Cougars on top. Next pitch from Lane DeWater. Breaking ball that gets away from the catcher, Canerium. Hits off the back netting Vickers picks it up and throws it into the dugout.
Certainly can't afford another leadoff walk. As you see how that comes around the haunch you. High school leadoff walks are something that's really hard to defend and keep them from coming across the plate.
2-1 just misses outside for ball 3, so Kelly gets ahead. Vickers and Duncan following Kelly here in the lineup. The 3-1 pitch called strike 2.
Big strike call there for DeWater. Obviously doesn't want that leadoff walk.
And this bottom of the order hasn't gotten a ton of at-bats on the year besides Kelly, who's been a usual starter. Duncan's been kind of in and out of the lineup. He has the next most experience, but Vickers and Spears have been rotational guys, platoon guys. Haven't played a ton. Vickers playing here today in the DH role. The 3-2 pitch from Lane DeWater is a call, ball 4. So we'll see if the bottom of the order can come through here for the Cougars. We saw the bottom of the order for Hedgesville really be the difference maker in that win over Musselman to get them to this point.
Yeah, definitely. Hedgesville's 6, 7, 8, 9 were very, very productive in those games, and Jefferson here once again has another leadoff walk to work with.
First pitch here called strike on Ty Vickers, wearing the number 7, the DH. 154 hitter, 5 RBIs for him. Lane delivers a 0-1 curveball that just missed.
Yeah, 154 in the DH role. He, not the numbers you would think of, but certainly a productive hitter. We've seen him have some good at bats, and his on base percentage is up there some. So, with Cole Lewis being hurt and young Hefner having to go out to center field, they had to do some creative things, as you said, to get the best 9 players that they feel can give them a chance to win this game in the lineup here tonight.
We've heard from Coach Grove a lot about DeWater's body language. You could kind of see it there when he missed that call, or he missed that ball that would have been a strike. It was called a ball. Not something to, I guess something to look for in the game right now. Kind of maybe getting it off a little bit.
1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner on first for the Cougars.
Kind of getting in his mind a little too much, maybe.
Lane delivers on 1-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Vickers goes down looking. That'll bring Duncan to the plate.
And that helps right there.
But I think, too, as a baseball coach and as a player and being around these guys a lot, it's okay to have a little of emotion as long as you don't keep it. Like it's like a 2-second roll, 3-second roll, feel it, have the passion and move on. As long as he can continue to do that, it's a non-issue. But it's when it carries on pitch after pitch or, stays in his head. But, emotion, there's a lot of emotional baseball players out there, and I think Lane's going to play with emotion his whole career. Is it, can he harness it and, keep it under control and live by the 2 or 3 second rule where you're upset for a moment or you're mad at yourself for a moment and you move on to the next pitch. That's where the maturity comes and the dealing with the failure that baseball that makes you deal with.
And he was able to bounce back, get the strikeout there. So 1 down in the inning. Runner on first for the Cougars. And the next pitch from Lane DeWater, called strike 1.
And it's only second inning. I mean, he's trying to figure out Keith's strike zone. Keith Allison behind the plate. Jeff King over on first there. And I think he's just trying to figure out the strike zone as well. He's not going to get that pitch up, and he didn't get quite the reaction out of the crowd or Lane. The second time he threw that curveball that kind of broke across the plate but up. So, that's just.
Duncan lays down a bunt. This could be trouble. Coming out and fielding as Kinnearian. He gets the out. So 2 down now in the inning, but the runner advancing to second.
It's a nice job there, by Kinnearian to come out and get it. It wasn't, it was a bunt that needed to be pushed farther away from the catcher. Bunts that are that close to the catcher aren't very productive, and hard bunts back to the pitcher aren't very productive either. But that one, that certainly was a bunt that advanced the runner, but it didn't give him much of a chance to get on base because it just was a couple of feet there away from Canarium, who did a great job of popping out there and making the play.
Spears now coming to the plate, the catcher for Jefferson. 11 RBIs on his 179 average, so he's come through in situations like this with runners in scoring position.
And we talk about Jefferson's not having the big slugging lineup that we're used to seeing with those guys. But, I mean, you're rattling off some batting averages that aren't typical either, but what they're able to get, with those, get the runs and the wins that they can get with that says a lot about, what Coach Lowry and his staff are using or have to work with and how they're making it successful.
1-0 count here on Spears. Runner on second base. And Kelly, the pitch fouled away by the catcher.
And it's youth. I mean, it's these guys are, they have youth too. I mean, they have a lot of youth on their roster as well. And
they lost a ton from last year.
Yeah.
They're still in the same spot and could go back to states again, despite not having as an experienced team as they had a year ago. So at the end of the day, that's what matters the most. All these numbers I say don't mean anything if you're winning games.
It's the W's and the L's, right? The W's and the L's. But that wasn't a knock on Mr. Spears or any of the batters there. It just goes to show you what, and some of it is just we look at averages, but let's look at how many times he was able to move a runner by hitting the ball on the other side of the field. That's the thing that Jefferson does. They don't put out those. I mean, this team this year is not going to hit the ball over the fence, but they're going to do the right things at the plate.
1-2, 2 down. The next pitch here to Spears is a swing and a foul tip.
Oh, it just dropped. Yeah, he had
it
it
was
struck
dropped
out
by Canarium.
And got a little foul tip, and Canarium just didn't hold on to it there at the end. So Spears did a good job there of fighting off that curveball, getting a piece of it.
Runner on second base. Pitch here from DeWater, low for ball 2.
That's tough after thinking you're done with the inning and then you throw a ball there. That's tough.
Maybe trying to get Spears to chase one. 2-2 count.
Yeah, he reached back to throw a little bit, throwing the ball downhill. Just got just under the knees a little. Good pitch to throw there after that curveball.
DeWater checks the runner. And balked.
He balked. Yep.
That was one of the more obvious balks there from Wayne DeWater.
Yeah, he fidgeted there.
Now Keith Allison's calling in his umpires.
I guess he's going to make sure
he saw it right, even though it's kind of obvious.
I'm not 100% sure what he's asking them, but making sure he didn't just. But I mean, he was on the rubber, and he just kind of fidgeted. Kind of taking him back.
Yeah, I mean, usually when there's a balk call, usually when there's a balk call, it's something that is so iffy. But we saw that a lot of times this year during balk calls. We haven't
what's going on
seen
there,
it, but
because
now
Coach Lowry seems pretty frustrated.
I'd be frustrated too if I was Coach Lowry. I mean, you can't call a balk and take it away. I don't know. I've seen that too much, but the only thing they could be saying is that he dislodged or from the rubber, but he didn't. He was on that.
Well, they're going to send the runner back.
He was on that rubber when he kind of when his front leg moved.
So he didn't balk.
So he didn't balk.
According to that, yeah.
He might have disengaged and not balked.
Yeah, and I didn't see it again. But they did have 4 umpires here. We do have 4 umpires here, and they got together. And
I think maybe when you have a crew like that, that's when you make those calls of, did I get it right, rather than it's just one other person. You got 3 other nines.
You don't see too many times when they send the balk back, so,
2-2 pitch from the water, misses outside for ball 3. From our angle, it looked like a balk, but from maybe behind where you could see his other foot a little bit better, maybe he did disengage. I don't know.
I didn't see. I mean, I just kind of seen his leg move, and he didn't continue his movement, and it looked like a balk. He does kind of stand, if you can see on the camera, kind of cross-legged a little bit.
3-2, swing and miss, strike 3. DeWater now with 4 strikeouts on the evening. We head to the top of the third, 1-0 Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We got 4 today.
We're coming back. We welcome you back here to Sager Field. 1-0 Jefferson on top of Hedgesville as we head to the top of the third inning. Nick Verzolini, happy to have you with us alongside me, Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. Our cameramen tonight, Braden Schaffner along with Colin McLaughlin. Back in the studio, Dylan Bishop. As we head to the bottom of the order for Hedgesville, the 7, 8, 9 guys due up. Chris French, Trent Canarium, and Gage Gano. But like we said, Trip, these guys very productive all season, but in particular in the sectionals, we saw Canarium climb that average, now up to 268. French has picked it up as the season's gone on, and Gage Gano, always a guy that can do a lot of different things with his bat.
Yeah, these guys were, phenomenal in the sectional series against, especially against Musselman. They were kind of the difference makers there, and, they're going to need to continue that here in this series with Jefferson as well.
French pops this one up. It's going to head out of play. 1 ball and a strike for him. French had that double that put him on second base before Lane DeWalter drove in the walk-off single to win the game for Hedgesville in the bottom of the 7th to put them in this position. So swinging a great bat for the senior, and French rips this one up the middle. Going to be a tough play for Hefner. He got to it, but couldn't field it cleanly, and Chris French is on to lead off this inning.
Chris French is quickly becoming like that guy for the Eagles right now, doing it all.
Yeah, he's hit the ball hard. I mean, in Musselman, against Musselman, he hit the ball hard, and he was he hit the ball right at Baden Hartman a couple of times, and Hartman was credited with an error, but it could have easily been base hit, would have been left or right of him because it was hit hard. And there we see again, he hits the ball and induces an error by the shortstop, and gets on. And I think credited some to the he hits the ball hard, and secondly, he has speed and forces the defenders to speed up, and that's what causes errors.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about as throw over how Gano and Connor, those guys could kind of be interchangeable with their approach, but I mean, Chris French could lead off too if
he would lead off.
A guy like Braylon Connor wasn't playing. Canarium takes this one outside for a ball, and it's like can't really move him up because you wouldn't really move anybody down in this lineup. So I mean, that shows how good this lineup has been, and obviously they're rolling right now. They want to keep this balance. Throw over, not in time.
Yeah, they're not going to screw with it too much, with the production they got out of it, 20 runs in 2 games there. I think they're going to kind of stick with it regardless of who's, hitting well and who's not and things like that. I think they have a good recipe and a good lineup at the moment.
Canarium slaps this one the opposite way toward right, and making the play on the run is Riley Morgan for the first out. So that will bring Gage Gano to the plate, and definitely a guy with a threat to bunt here with 1 out in the inning and a runner on first. And he has the ability to bunt for a base hit. Third baseman Pavanelli playing up on the grass.
Nice crowd here tonight at Sager Field, Nick.
Yeah, it's the regional championship. Where else would you rather be? As the pitch is called strike 1 at the knees on Gage Gano.
I mean,
good weather, not hot.
You got people down the left field line. You got people down past the bullpen.
Next pitch, a swing and a miss for strike 2, so Gano falls behind 0-2.
They had to all come see you, Spencer, because they could have watched the kids on TV. We're the only place the camera's not showing, so you must have come see you and Nick.
Yeah.
Personally.
Maybe it's you, Sherp.
Yeah.
The 0-2, low for ball 1.
Tripp had a powerful post today on Facebook.
He's a powerful guy.
I get perturbed with people sometimes. But anyway.
1-2, 1 down. The pitch high for ball 2.
Got away from him a little bit.
Yeah, you have waste pitches, but they were wasted pitches, and a lot of pitchers, like he's trying to climb the ladder there a little bit, getting the offer, but it was way too high. Of course, the other pitch he had to bail out on, so, it's one thing to have a waste pitch, but those pitches are wasteful, as far out as they were.
Throw over there, not in time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, a runner on first for the Eagles, and Gano at the plate. The next pitch to him is a little bit low for ball 3. Borderline pitch there from Caleb Fletcher.
Catcher asked where it was at. I think the way the catcher kind of received that ball, I think he wanted the ball in, and the catcher went out and wasn't able to fold it in there enough. It kind of took it out of the zone a bit.
3-2, and Gano fouls it off on a pitch that looked a little bit high. So
it was right in front of us.
Yeah, right down the middle, but it was a pinch high. Could have been ball 4 there, but certainly could have been strike 3 on the pitch before that as well. So
yeah, you don't want to leave it all up to the umpire necessarily on anything close. A 3-2 pitch is popped up, but out of play. So Gano battling, getting that pitch count up on Fletcher. Like we said, he only averaged 12 pitches an inning on those first 2 innings. So
yeah, we're
trying to get it to climb here in this third.
DeLauder went to 42 after 2 innings complete.
The 3-2 again misses high for ball 4 and outside. And that will put runners on first and second for the Eagles with the top of the order, and Braylon Connor coming to the plate.
And the Hedgesville crowd getting into it here. An important stat that we were talking about, Nick, before the game is in this 2 games so far, the visitor has won both games.
Mm-hmm. Well, the visitors got a shot right here because they got just what they wanted with the bottom getting on as they have been all through this section, and putting the top of the order into an RBI situations.
So Braylon Connor, he's 0 for 1 with a fly out, and there's a bouncer that gets away from Spears.
Nice
but
job
he
by Spears.
Recovers it quickly.
Yeah, that could have been on second and third, but 1 out, and it'd been a real situation here. But he did a great job blocking it and pushing it back towards the plate.
Good speed on the base pass for the Eagles, and French and Gano with good speed at the plate, and Braylon Connor. And Connor sends this one out toward left field. That's off the wall. That will score 2 with Gano flying around third. The throw home, collision at the plate, and he called out.
He blocked him.
He never tagged home
plate. He blocked him, though. That's the question there, is he was blocked.
To gauge Gano, both guys pretty much colliding as the throw comes in. So Hedgesville has tied the game at 1. 2 outs in the inning. A good job by Duncan out there in left, because I thought Gano with his speed would score easily from first, even though, I mean, that's tough to do. But
I don't think
Bane play there. What's your thoughts, Tripp?
Well,
I think Tripp might be with me.
I'm going to say that similar thing happened the other night, and it went Hedgesville's way on that one. But the runner has to avoid contact. It's just we know that we just had this play, and obstruction. I mean, contact overrides obstruction there. Spears went up for the baseball. He was in the baseline. I'll give you that. The throw was up a little bit. Gage tries to go under. Spears comes down. There's a collision, and Gano was stopped in his spot where we seen the other day where we seen the collision force the catcher back. But this particular time, Spears kind of had a lower center of gravity here as Gage went down. Gage didn't come in; he went down on his butt. You know what I mean? Like he went down to slide, so there's no malicious contact there.
Right.
But
do you not have to give him, like in the MLB, the new rule that they created a few years ago? Has it made it down
so
yet?
He's going after the ball. He's not blocking the play without the ball. He was making a play on the ball.
That's the argument.
So that's the argument here. And the other part is does Gage come in and contact him maliciously, which is definitely no. He was just trying to get to the plate, and he actually slid. I mean, it was an actual slide with feet first side. It wasn't like we seen the other night where we kind of got crossed up with Noah Brown, who kind of wanted to go around and end up colliding, and it looked worse. It looked a lot worse than what we just saw.
This one hit hard on the ground toward the shortstop. Hefner, it eats him up. Brown trying to beat it out and ruled safe at first base. So runners on the corners for the Eagles. 2 outs, and Jackson Rest coming to the plate.
And the Hedgesville crowd right back in it.
Hefner's not having a typical day for him. You know, he's had kind of back-to-back flubs there, and that's not what we usually see out of the Jefferson fanfare. But, you know, for those at home, you know, Gage Gano come rounding up there, and the throw came up. It looked like Spears was just making a play on the ball, and Gano was just trying to slide under the tag, and he made contact and was stopped kind of, you know, surprisingly, it stopped him, you know, dead, you know. And home plate here kind of goes uphill if you notice, and he almost hit and kind of stuck when he slid. And I think part of it, too, was Gage kind of seeing the contact and didn't quite, you know, initiate the contact, kind of tried to go, you know, not around it, but, you know, kind of caught him between the slides. It was another odd play. We've seen 2 now in 2 games, and, you know, neither time do I think that either player was going to be that malicious, even though the one before looked a lot worse and could have been called.
Pitch here from Fletcher, misses outside for a ball. I think the difference, too, like you said, Spears was more so playing where the throw was. Boyles was already kind of up the line before the throw even got there.
Well, I'm not going to revisit that one because it's gone, but, you know, I got myself in trouble trying to explain that in the last time.
Right.
But, you know, it's just unfortunate that they happen, but just passionate players playing here at the end of the year, giving it all they got.
Tripp trying to catch that one.
Things will happen when you have that kind of play. It's a tough thing to rule either way.
Yeah.
How about this inning, though, has extended so much on Fletcher. He's now gone over the number of pitches that we saw DeLauder have.
Rest will lay down a bunt. It's going to go foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on for the Eagles. Big opportunity to extend this inning even more. And a 1-1 tie now after the RBI double from Braylon Connor. He stands on third. Noah Brown on first after the error from Ryan Hefner. The 2-2 pitch as Brown takes off and it misses for ball 3. And on the catcher's indifference, Noah Brown is standing now in scoring position.
Yeah, big difference there as he hits a single in the outfield. They're leading 3-1.
Yeah, Brewer West tried to lay that bunt down the line and had Pavanelli way back. It was a base hit and it just went foul. But
the 3-2 fouled away.
We were talking about that play. I don't think we said on the radio, but Coach John Lauer did come out for a quick visit during that, just after that collision, kind of settle things down, and so he does have a visit credited to him, to him and Fletcher on the day.
3-2 with 2 down. The pitch to Rest. The slow roller hit towards second. Cienfuegos gets to it, throws to first for the final out of the inning. But Hedgesville comes back to tie things up at 1. We head to the bottom of the third. It's West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio, WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle, West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
We're tied at 1 here in the regional championship series between the Jefferson Cougars and the Hedgesville Eagles. The Eagles coming out of Region 2, Section 1. Jefferson winning Region 2, Section 2. Cougars did it in 2 games. They beat Washington in both of those games. Washington beat Hampshire twice, but lost to Jefferson twice to end their season. For Hedgesville, it was a win after going to the losers bracket and beating Musselman in the final game there, 8-7 on a Lane DeWater walk-off single. DeWater out here on the mound for the Eagles here tonight. It's back to the top of the order, and Josh Cienfuegos for the Jefferson Cougars. Cienfuegos led off the game with a walk and a stolen base.
We've had a reversed balk and a collision at the plate here, so we've had some odd things happen in this game, and the stakes are high, so the passion runs high. John Lauer's not happy with the reverse balk call. Hedgesville's not happy with the possible obstruction by the catcher that could have been easily been called obstruction, even though Spears was going up and didn't do it intentionally. So, but it doesn't matter if you're intentionally doing it or not. Like the other night with Boyles, did you intentionally hit him? No, but did Spears intentionally obstruct it? No, but they did it. You never intentionally do things, unless you do.
You do
maliciously, but
those guys did.
But regardless, that's what the rules are there for, And so anyway, we got to move on. But it's been an odd couple innings at 3-1 count here on Cienfuegos, and Lane's in danger of walking in for the second time, and knew what happened the first time. He came around to score if he loses him here.
Well, 3-1 pitch from DeWater, called strike 2, so we'll see if he can work his way back. Now a full count.
In the inning. If he walks him, I think that'd be the third consecutive inning within a leadoff walk.
Right.
Cienfuegos wants time, and he finally got it.
As Kelly walked back in the second, Cienfuegos to lead off the game. So DeWater trying to not lose him here. The 3-2 pitch from Lane is a swing and miss, strike 3.
Yeah, it's the first time that Lane's been able to that Lane didn't get the lead. Lane didn't let the leadoff hitter on.
DeWater now with 5 strikeouts on the evening.
Say that 5 times fast, Trip.
Yeah.
That'll bring Ryan Hefner to the plate. Hefner struck out his first time. Pitch here from DeWater, breaking ball fouled away. Seems like Lane's got pretty good control of all of his pitches here tonight. A 1 count with 1 down, a 1-1 score between Hedgesville and Jefferson. The next pitch from DeWater, breaking ball again, but it misses inside for ball 1.
I'm smelling some country air over here. That can't be the press box smelling like, or the concession stand smelling like that.
Whoa. There's a cow pasture right over there.
Oh, was your cologne.
That's the country singer special.
Yeah. 1-1 ball game here. DeWater's kind of settling in a little bit. He takes his time, he freezes these batters a little bit. Jefferson does a nice job of calling time out, but I like the way Lane doesn't step off. He just stays there, and that tells you that, he's feeling
1-2, swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. It's back-to-back strikeouts to begin the inning for Lane DeWater, the second on the day for one of the most dangerous hitters in this Jefferson lineup, Ryan Hefner. And that will bring J.J. Pavanelli to the plate. He lined out his first time on what could have been a base hit. He hit the ball the hardest we've seen tonight for Jefferson, right to Chris French. Pitch here on the breaking ball is high for ball 1.
Seen Coach Nesselrod from West Virginia Tech, where Chase Herndon's attending. He's in attendance tonight. He's been speaking with J.J. Pavanelli and Jackson Ruest here, and interest in both those young men here. Maybe being West Virginia Tech Bear, I believe. They did the Golden Bears, I think. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. I'm not certain about
attending that West Virginia Tech next year. These two young men are getting a look here tonight.
1-1 count with 2 down. We just saw 2 Hedgesville basketball players commit to Potomac State last week. So it'd be kind of cool to see a Hedgesville and Jefferson baseball player go on to play at WVU Tech if that ends up being the case.
Then you'd join Spring Mills, Jefferson, and Hedgesville together.
EPAC definitely a good area to recruit in for high school baseball. As it's a 1-2 count here on Pavanelli, and Lane looking for 3 strikeouts to begin this third inning.
And Tripp, you told us earlier in the season Lane had committed to JMU, but you got to figure after the season he's having, he might have a few other teams.
The 1-2, this is high for ball 2.
Come around and maybe offer.
Yeah, I mean, he's committed there. His brother went there.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see him go there. I mean, there could be some interest, but JMU is a great mid-major.
Oh, it is.
The 2-2 pitch, just missing for ball 3. Unless the SEC comes calling. I think.
Yeah, he'll definitely go there. He's having a great year as a junior. I mean, you'd think maybe you get a little interest otherwise.
The 3-2 from DeWater, ball 4. So it won't be 3 up, 3 down from strikeouts as we get the walk here with 2 down in the inning. And Caleb Fletcher, who had that RBI single his first time up, coming to the plate.
So Lane continues to put at least one free base runner on an inning, with something I'm sure he doesn't want, it was trying to not do, but at least it's a 2-out walk this time, not a leadoff walk, but 3-2 pitch.
Pitch here misses low, and it also occurs, though, in the middle of this Jefferson order with 2 of the more consistent guys coming up, and Fletcher and Morgan due up. So it could be some trouble here for Lane. We'll see how he handles it. 1-0 count with 2 down, and Pavanelli on first base. DeWater looks into his catcher, Canarium, and delivers the next pitch. It's hit hard up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Braylon Connor gets to the ball, tosses to French for the final out of the inning. Impressive play there from the defense of Hedgesville and Braylon Connor. We head to the 4th inning. Our score, Hedgesville 1, Jefferson 1. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, go Bulldogs.
We back here to Sager Field. Our score, Hedgesville 1, Jefferson 1, as we head to the 4th between the Eagles and the Cougars. Due up for Hedgesville, it's the 4, 5, 6 hitters in Pedersen, Quinn, and Pence. Hedgesville finally getting some momentum going in that last inning. Able to get to Caleb Fletcher a little bit, Tripp.
Yeah, Caleb Fletcher now sitting on he's thrown 3 innings, and he's given up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 2 strikeouts, and he actually has a couple walks himself, and he's thrown 48 pitches, 27 for strikes. On the other side, Lane DeLauder has thrown 3 innings, given up only 1 hit, 1 run, none earned, but struck out 6. But he is up to 60 pitches, and strikeout pitchers will have a little big, more of a pitch count here, but at the moment it's a little bit lopsided.
1-1 our score. Pedersen.
Just by 12 pitches, though.
Walked his first time. He take this one for a called strike. Pedersen with that walk. It was a leadoff walk to begin the second. But after that, Fletcher got a strikeout and then a double play. This one hit on the ground for Pavanelli. Great play by the third baseman. He throws down to first, and Kelly will tag Pedersen for the first out.
Yeah, he had plenty of time. Just kind of went from a 3/4 window sidearm through a little different window there from the infielder, and it kind of rose up on him there. Kelly did a nice job of reaching up and grabbing it. Had plenty of time to make the tag on Pedersen.
So I'll bring Connor Quinn to the plate. He struck out his first time up. And Landon Pence hit into that double play to end any potential Hedgesville rally in the second inning. So 1-0 count here on Quinn. And next pitch from Fletcher misses low for ball 2.
I think it's important. I mean, I think with Raleigh Morgan setting, probably your game 2 starter, if Hedgesville gets down a game here, it's going to be really tough, to beat Raleigh Morgan, the lefty, who just comes from a lot of different angles, and the 2 quick outs here on a fly out to first base. But Hedgesville's going to have a big uphill to climb if they don't come out of here with a win tonight, and but we've seen them do it with Musselman with 2 really good pitchers as well, so we don't want to count them out. But the stakes get a little bit higher and the emotions run a little bit more as we climb up the ladder here of from sectionals to regionals to state. But Hedgesville, I came into the night believing that they could put the bat on the ball against Fletcher, because he's similar to the right-handers that Eric Grove talked about with Musselman, and so see what happens here as we move forward.
The 0-1 hits the zone for strike 2. To be fair, though, it's the same thing for Jefferson. They'll have to face rest probably tomorrow if they lose tonight. So
and I was the point I'm making is Grove felt really confident about his team hitting right-handed pitchers, and right now they're not doing that.
The 0-2 swinging him in, or goes down looking, does Landon Pence for the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Cougars as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-1 still on our score. Lane DeLauder coming back out on the mound. Jefferson coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio, WRNR and WRNR TV on YouTube.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
To the Sager Field, Jefferson tied at 1 between them and Hedgesville. Lane DeWater on the mound here tonight for the Eagles. And pitchers duel so far between these 2 teams. Nick Verzolini alongside with Trip Tobin and Spencer Dupuis. Spencer, what have you seen so far between these 2 teams?
It's a pitcher's duel, like I said before we went to break, and I joked in the van ride over that Tripp always calls for 14-inning games. This could be the one that goes there.
If that happens, then it's going to be a wild section if they burn up that much pitching. But Hedgesville needs to strike, hit that right-handed pitching like they did against Musselman, and not waste this pitching performance. And by Lane DeLauder, who's only given up 1 hit, and Jefferson, on the opposite side of that coin, Jefferson, getting a great performance out of Fletcher, and we know that Hedgesville has feasted on some right-handed pitching, and they're just not doing it right now, so they can catch Hedgesville flat.
Ground ball to Chris French for a leadoff ground out.
If they can catch Hedgesville flat a little bit with their bats and put them with their back against the wall, and they have to face the lefty tomorrow, it could be trouble. But we've seen Hedgesville go, 3 and only score 8 strikeouts, scored 3 runs against Spring Mills, and next thing you know, they just exploded the rest of the section. So they can go off any minute.
And it's still a lot of baseball left to be played in this one. We're tied at 1. Kelly coming to the plate. Pitch missing outside for ball 1. Kelly had that leadoff walk in the 2nd, but he was stranded after a leadoff walk. 1-1 our score. The 1-0 pitch here from Lane DeWater. A little bit high for ball 2.
Yeah, coming in to make this to finalize. Coming in, I thought they had a really good shot at hitting and putting runs on the board against Fletcher, and I thought that Morgan would be more troublesome for him. Is the point I'm making.
2-0 hits the zone for strike 1.
With Hedgesville,
for either team, whoever wins tonight obviously has the advantage, but also, it's going to be a tough matchup for both these teams tomorrow. The 2-1 foul away.
Yeah, tomorrow.
But that's what you expect in a regional championship.
Yeah, with possibly Ruest or Tanner tomorrow, you know, and Shipe and Morgan, you know, they're just looking at some great games down the line. We just have a whale of a ball game here right now. Those two right-handers are just setting these guys down, throwing a three-hitter combined between them.
The 2-2, a called strike three. Going down looking is Kelly. And Lane DeWater continuing to rack up the strikeouts here tonight at Sager Field. That's now 7 of them through not even 4 complete innings.
Yeah, you don't want to, if you're Hedgesville, you don't want to waste this, performance from Lane. He's just been phenomenal down the stretch here as he's found his groove.
Vickers struck out his first time up, and he'll rip this one foul down the first base line. It's just a long strike one for Ty Vickers. The DH
hit a little bit of a lull in the game as both crowds just kind of turned to a murmur, and things have settled a little bit. Both pitchers are having kind of quick innings, not giving up many base runners, but this thing is this.
The 0-1 delivery is fouled away from Vickers, so getting some contact on Lane, but so far he's just fouled off these first 2 pitches. No balls, 2 strikes to him. 2 down here in the inning. DeWater, 7 strikeouts for him so far. Looking for 8, and there it is. Wow. Lane DeWater continuing to roll. Final out of the inning, 1-2-3. Go the Cougars. We head to the 5th. It is tied at 1 between Jefferson and Hedgesville here in Game 1 of the Regional Championship Series. It's West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process.
Brings up Camion Gonzalez with runners on the corners. Runner from first going, and it's a fair ball down the third base line by Gonzalez. That's going to allow 1 to score.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area. Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
2 walks. 56 pitches. The Lauders at 70.
Welcome you back here to Sager Field. 1-1 our score. Just going over some of the stats so far. 8 strikeouts for Lane DeWater, 4 for Caleb Fletcher. He's back on the mound here. Both these guys typically strike out pitchers. DeWater coming in with 72 on the season. That last one was his 80th of the year.
And the fact that both of these guys are going to be back next year tells us that, these 2 teams are going to be strong again regardless of what they lose. Jefferson not losing quite as much as Hedgesville, but they both have.
French hits this one into left field. He's one of those seniors for the Eagles, and he stays hot at the plate. A 2-hit night for Chris French.
Yeah, Chris French, as I said earlier, is becoming that guy for this 2023 Hedgesville Eagles squad, and he's a guy that, I talked to Coach Grove after that ball game where he hit that double that, basically he was the winning run in the game that Lane singled in. He was being DH for earlier in the season.
Canarium fouls this one off. Trett so far 0 for 1 with a fly out.
From a coach's standpoint, watching him as a coach, trying to think of, how would you get him out? I've watched him, and, he just has fast hands. You don't beat him inside. You don't beat him outside, and he stays back, and he fouls off pitches. He's just a hard out.
The 0-1 misses outside and low for ball 1 to Canarium. Runner on first and French. He has scored the lone run for the Eagles so far. Scoring on the Braylon Connor RBI double. And this pitch misses low for ball 2, so had an opportunity there to get 2 runs, but we had that interesting play at the plate. Now Coach Lowry's going to come out for a second visit.
It's crazy to think that we're going to say, well, you're, our seventh batter in the lineup is the guy who lights the fire.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happens here at Hedgesville the last couple, games we've watched. The bottom get things started and give that top some RBI situations and opportunities, and French has been a big part of that. Canarium and it's just it's just when you hit in that spot, you get fed some fastballs and things, but when you hit in that spot and you're hitting as well as French is and Canarium is, even pinch in those areas, you just forces a lot of stress on your pitchers, and they have to kind of fish around you and pitch around you, and tough spot.
2-1 pitch misses low for ball 3. I mean, when your lowest batting average in the lineup is 268, all these guys are hitting pretty well.
Yeah, and Jefferson's DH is batting 154, so I think it definitely offense is advantage Hedgesville this year.
3-2 count here on Trent Canarium. Nobody out, a runner on first, and Chris French. Throw over. Not in time, is sliding back in safely is French. So 2-hit day for him. He stands on first. 3-2 our count. Nobody out here to lead off this 5th inning. Between the Eagles and the Cougars, the next pitch from Caleb Fletcher is inside for ball 4, so 2 on and nobody out. Gage Gano coming to the plate. Definitely a bunting situation, you would think here, Trip.
Yeah, I believe he'd be bunting here. I think it's pretty simple to say, and that's what he's great at that. He does a great job at that. We're going to get a runner for Canarium, number 23, Cash Dunham. And, it's just a perfect scenario for Hedgesville to set up, have men on first and second, nobody out, and then possibly their best bunter, and with speed. So not only can he just his sacrifice bunts become, really hard outs, because he finds a line to bunt. And so it's just setting up perfectly for Hedgesville to possibly score a couple of runs.
Gano does lay down the bunt, but the pitch misses outside for a ball.
Yeah, he squared the bunt, and he pulled back there. He's only bunting strikes as a sacrifice. It's not like a squeeze situation where you have to bunt. You have to pick a pitch out here to get down.
1-0 count.
Jefferson's playing a crash defense where both infielders are up.
Fletcher missing again, 2-0, so Caleb seeming to lose a little bit of his control here.
We've seen that in the Martinsburg game, that inning that they ultimately beat Jefferson. He lost his control, and Martinsburg was able to get a bunt down. Sifford laid down the bunt that beat him, and he walked a few guys, and ultimately
the 2-0. Gano can't get the bunt down as it goes foul. 2-1 our count.
Yeah, he's not happy with himself, and rightfully so. He knows he probably should have put that down the third baseline, which is where he wants to go. He wants to get it up the third base, and he doesn't want to give Kelly a chance to field something hard and throw across. So he had the opportunity there.
2-1 count. Fletcher checks the runner, delivers the next pitch. The bunt pulled back in time for ball 3.
Fletcher doesn't want to walk.
Yeah, back-to-back walks, and you might see Coach Lowry come out and get him here.
I don't see anybody in the bullpen.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I look down.
Nobody's up in the warmer, so this is his inning.
The 3-1, Gano pulls the bunt back, and the bases are loaded for the Eagles and Braylon Connor.
This is the opportunity the Eagles have been waiting for in this game. Now you got your leadoff guy up. You've turned over the order. All your guys at the bottom of the order got on. This is a win-win situation right now for the Eagles. They just need to put the ball in play.
And arguably, not just any leadoff hitter, the best hitter in the conference.
Jefferson's bringing the defense up after
pitch here to Connor. Popped up into the sky.
Got it done.
That should be deep enough to score the run. The throw in from Morgan. He's got a good arm. Not in time, though. Chris French sliding in safely. So it's a sac, fly, RBI for Braylon Connor, and the Eagles take a 2-1 lead over the Jefferson Cougars here in the 5th inning.
Yeah, the crowd to our left is all cheers and loud. The crowd to our right is completely quiet.
Little surprising that he come out swinging the first pitch, but I mean, it's hard to tell a guy batting in, in the 450 mark, I believe. What's he batting? 459 to take pitches, even though he has they have put the base runners on this inning with a 3 straight walk or base hit and 2 walks.
And with that, he now ties Jackson West for the season lead in RBIs on the team. And that's from the leadoff guy. So that, again, speaks to how good this bottom of the order has been for Hedgesville.
Oh! They appealed that he left too soon and got the call.
Wow.
So they take the run off.
That's the second time we've seen that happen to Hedgesville in the postseason.
Chris French left too soon is what they're saying. So we're back to a 1-1 ball game on the appeal.
Wow. So now 2 plays that take a run off the board for Hedgesville. Here's a swing and a miss from Noah Brown.
So you're a pitch or 2 away from bases loaded, nobody out, to giving up no runs.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And maybe if he doesn't leave early, they might have got him out because that throw from Morgan was pretty good. It was a 1-hopper. So either way.
Might have been what he was worried about.
No one complained, and Nicky Brown clapped his hand like he knew it was going to
come back to bite him.
Well, I think he was. I mean, you'd see I think a different reaction from Nicky Brown down there had he not agreed with it.
Yeah.
But he must have left too soon because they appealed, and Rick Alderman down there, the third base umpire, give the out call. The run's off the board. Now we're at a 1-1 count with 2 outs, men on first and third. So a huge turn of events here from a 2-1 lead with men on first and third with 1 out to a
good pickoff move from Fletcher, but sliding back in safely is Braylon Connor. So 2 plays that really could have changed the course of this game. We had the play at the plate, and now a runner being called out on a appeal.
And Hedgesville's playing it so tight now with not even stealing probably their best base runner or fastest base runner, and one of their best base stealers, Gano, at first and third.
Ooh. Pitch missing inside to Noah Brown. He gets ahead. 3 balls and a strike. Runners on the corners for the Eagles, and Canerium down there in third, who's actually being ran for by Cash Dunham, our courtesy runners, courtesy of the Berkeley Post 14 Hornets. The next one is swing and miss for strike 2. And 2 down, and down there at first is Gage Gano.
So the pitch away from being a huge turn of events here in this game with Fletcher almost off the hook with this Jambo Jam.
3-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Fletcher gets out of it after the appeal to third and then the strikeout to end the inning. What a turn of events. We are still tied at 1. We will head to the bottom of the 5th with Jefferson coming to the plate. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
1-1 our score after the appeal down the third on the French play. He left early, so that run should be off the board now, and we are still tied at 1 as we begin the 5th inning. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Spencer Dupuis and Trip Tobin. Back in the studio, Dylan Bishop. Our cameraman tonight, Colin McLaughlin, along with Braden Schaffner. As we begin this 5th inning, tied at 1. And just, this game has now brought us a little bit of everything. It's Ty Duncan coming to the plate.
Yeah, we've had a lot of things going on here with ball reversed and the play at the plate. That was
the umpires are getting their
controversial.
Full,
and then we have
workload.
An appeal at third that took a run off the board and turned a sac fly into 2 outs.
Pitch here from Lane DeWater, misses outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Duncan. 8-9-1 due up for Jefferson, who's looking to rally here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch here from DeWater on 1-1 is low for ball 2. Lane now up to 8 strikeouts on the evening. He's had 2 every inning. Fletcher with 5 now, and this one misses low for ball 3. He's also had a walk every inning. I'm sorry, did not have a walk last inning. 3-1 pitch coming here momentarily from DeWater here in the bottom of the 5th. And this one a bouncer, and ball 4. Catcher Canerium didn't get to it there initially, but got to it eventually, and standing on first is Duncan, who is sprinting down the line.
Another leadoff walk here, and Coach Derek Snyder's going to go out and have a talk with Elaine DeLauder as we get into these, later innings. Now we see Keith Allison is not happy with Jefferson's dugout. He's speaking to him over there. He's telling them something with some hand movements, telling them to keep it down or something to that effect. So the umpires are getting their work out here tonight, as you said. But Lane once again has this leadoff walk, and he has some speed on the bases, but he does have the ability to strike. He has had the ability tonight, and does have the ability, of course, to strike out these guys and strand these runners, but it did come around to bite him in the first inning, so we'll see what he can do here as Noah Brown's up, looking for the bunt here as Spears is and the runner's going.
Runner takes off the throw from Canerium, goes into center field. Duncan takes off toward third, but gets back in safely.
One thing we know that...
Great job by Gano coming up on that one.
One thing that we know after 4.5 innings is that Jefferson feels like they can run on Hedgesville. And the opposite with Hedgesville, they haven't taken many chances against Jefferson, even in a first and third situation. So not necessarily having to bunt the runner around and give up that out, feeling like they can move the runner to scoring position by running. And they've been successful at least 3 times that I know of tonight.
0-2 count. Some of that may be the styles that Coach Grove kind of talked about. Hedgesville not maybe a big base running team. I don't know. 0-2 count here. Swinging and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 9 on the evening for Lane DeWater. He had 10 against Spring Mills, including the last 6 outs were all strikeouts from DeWater. He's got now 3 in a row for the last 3 outs, but a walk in there as well.
The unfortunate thing about his strikeouts is his pitch count is going up. He's about 80 pitches right now.
The strikeout pitchers do throw more pitches, and they're susceptible to a few walks because they'll fish around the plate as he gets strike 1 here on Cienfuegos. So he's going to get a timeout here, and Coach Lauer's going to talk to Cienfuegos and the runner here. But yeah, I mean, strikeout pitchers generally will, they'll beat corners up, and they'll try to get guys to swing and fish. And if guys are patient, they'll work some walks. So it's not, it's nothing ordinary to see him have, a pitch count up a little bit and his in a walk or 2 here and there. But he's trying to stay away from the leadoff walks and try to get the guys out and challenge the bottom of the order. And that's kind of what hurts is when you get the bottom guys on and give the top a chance to drive those runs in. But he's been able to shut the door with strikeouts here tonight. So he's got 1 out and 1 strike here at the top of the order with a man on second.
Runner taking his lead off second base. DeWater delivering the 0-1, and it misses high for ball 1. 1 ball and a strike here to the leadoff hitter, Josh Cienfuegos, with a runner on second base for the Cougars, and we're tied at 1 between Jefferson and Hedgesville here in the bottom of the 5th. The next pitch from DeWater, missing outside for ball 2. Lane trying to hit that outside corner on a pitch running away.
Jefferson's been patient when they had to, but that's why his pitch count's been up. But they've also chased some pitches, and DeLauder's been pretty dominant at times as well, just throwing pitches that were unhittable.
2-1, and Fuegos gives this a ride out toward right field. Under it and making the catch is Landon Pence. Runner trying to get the third, the throw in to short. Cut off there by Braylon Connor. 2 outs, though, in the inning. Runner does advance to third base, and that'll bring Ryan Hefner to the plate. One of the big opportunities here for Jefferson. We don't know how many they'll have still to go.
Hefner struggled against DeLauder tonight. Struck out, I believe, looking, and struck out one other time. Just not happy. I mean, he didn't even get a good swing in. So DeLauder's had his number here tonight, and he needs to come up with something big here if he wants to get Jefferson up a run here late in the game.
Pitch from DeLauder misses low for ball 1 below the knees. Like you mentioned, Trip Hefner 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. A runner on third base for the Cougars. The next pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Another pitch that fooled Hefner.
And this is another situation where you see Jefferson get a runner on by being patient at the plate, steal the bag, and then move up. So they've got him on and they've got him over and see if they can get him in.
Runner on third is Duncan, who led off this inning with a walk. Lane does have 4 walks here tonight in 5 innings. Or 4 2/3. He also has 9 Ks, and this one misses outside for ball 2. Looking to keep up his streak of 2 strikeouts per inning, which he's got in every single inning. The 2-1 from DeLauder popped up in the infield. Canarium trying to get to it. It runs back in, and neither him or Ruiz could make the play. Difficult play for the catcher and Ruiz as well, as he had to cover a lot of ground and a ball that kind of curved back in. It's a tough play.
I think Spears kind of lost it. I think Ruiz then started to track it, so he had to come on later.
You mean Canarium? Yeah.
Canarium.
Yeah, Canarium went over and got after it. The next thing you know,
I think he might have lost it initially, and I think Ruiz then had a line on it, so Ruiz tried to come in.
I don't know, but it always seems like something bad happens after you give him an extra pitch or give him an opportunity after you had him out. So
yeah, we'll see.
Lane needs to dig in here, throw a fastball in there, and
the 2-2 from DeLauder fouled straight back.
And
so
hit the pole.
And I was going to say Hefner needs to take advantage of the opportunity given him. But Lane about had him there on that high fastball, but Hefner did a great job of fighting it off. And it was ball 3, but hard to take it as it kind of run in there, 85 mile an hour probably. He's throwing, I'm sure,
Looks good when it's up
84, 86 mile an hour at times tonight.
2-2, 2 down. Runner on third for the Cougars. 1-1 our score. The breaking ball missing high for ball 3.
Just didn't break enough.
So DeLauder finds himself on a 3-2 count. A runner on third. And Ty Duncan and Ryan Hefner at the plate for the Cougars. The 3-2 from Lane DeLauder. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 10 strikeouts for DeLauder through 5 innings. We head to the 6th, still tied at 1. It's a magical night for Lane DeLauder on the mound. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
To Sager Field. 10 strikeouts for Lane DeLauder. Caleb Fletcher continuing to pitch well for the Cougars as he was able to work out of an inning. 1-1 our score. And middle of the order due up for the Eagles, Ruest, Pedersen, and Quinn. Been a fun game so far, Tripp. Great pitching on both sides. Some plays that could have led to some runs for the Eagles, but Jefferson, was able to get the appeal. They were able to get a good play, I think, from Spears there behind the plate to kind of get in position to get that tag there. And overall, I mean, it's been a great game between these two teams.
Been a great game. Both teams are playing well.
Ruiz sends this one out to left field. Making the play on the run is Ty Duncan. First pitch, one down, and that's big for Fletcher's. Had a few innings here where Hedgesville's been able to get a little bit of success against them, as Jackson is now 0 for 3 today.
Yeah, both pitchers at times have got some runners on, and actually Jefferson's defense uncannily had a couple errors there at shortstop, and the young man has done a great job of getting out of it. Caleb Fletcher done a great job of getting out of it and keeping his team tied up here, and we're just seeing a great pitchers duel, which I really thought that both teams would. I thought Hedgesville would come in and we've seen what they did to some pretty good right-handed pitching in this sectional. I thought they would put some runs up, and
0-1 breaking ball misses inside for ball one. 1 ball and a strike here on Pedersen. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out so far today. The next pitch from Caleb Fletcher, missing high for ball 2.
And so far, Fletcher's done a phenomenal job of keeping these hot bats at bay, and Jefferson has just done a great job of keeping enough pressure on the Lane DeLauder to force him to throw some pitches, and they're going to eventually get into that bullpen. But we're seeing the third meeting here, mound visit here by Coach Lowry, so he's not wanting to see this leadoff walk, and
1 out.
One out walk, and he is not that got a quick out with Ruiz, but he doesn't have anybody in the pin, and so I think it's still. And we've seen this year with him being, having a little bit of patience with Caleb Fletcher, and he knows his pitchers and his team a lot better than we do. But we've seen him in the past have a little shorter leash with other guys. So Fletcher's a guy that he has a lot of faith in, that can get it done. Even with his pitch count rises a little bit, but certainly he's telling him something and how he wants to approach these guys. Jefferson does a great job of having to book on these hitters, and sometimes it's just not hitting their spots, or things like that, or maybe not throwing the pitch they're called. But regardless, I mean, sitting here, top of the 6th with 1 out and a 1-run game, and just Jefferson's done a great job of keeping this Hedgesville Eagles team off the board here tonight, and credit the defense at times, the pitching at times, and then they got a little bit of a break there with the appeal play.
3-2 pitch, missing outside for ball 4. Be interesting to see. As you mentioned, they're going to get to the bullpen probably at some point based on how Lane's throwing here tonight.
Maybe that walk triggers Coach Lowry to send somebody to the pen.
The Lauder's at 89 pitches, and Fletcher's now at 83, so things are starting to even up as Fletcher had a couple short, not easy, but short early innings.
Connor Quinn pops this one up behind first base. Kelly making the play for the second out of the inning. So Pedersen drawing his second walk, but Quinn flying out. He is 0 for 3 today. And that will bring Landon Pence to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out into a double play in the second inning and a strikeout in the 4th inning.
And that meeting could have certainly been, hey, I want you to attack these next 2 guys because we don't want to face that 7, 8, 9 crew again, with runners on base the way they've been hitting.
Yeah, especially Chris French. I mean, he's hitting well and 2 for 2 here tonight. One of the few guys that's seen the ball really well tonight. 1-0 pitch to Pence is slapped foul and out of play for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Pedersen on first after drawing the walk.
I think at times too these close games certainly credit the home team, with the home team crowd and in the last at bat and things like that. So
1-1, a foul tip into the glove for strike 2.
So Hedgesville, needs to get out there and try to get a few runs up there if they want to put some pressure on, Jefferson at the last at bat. But if they go on that last at bat, tied up is certainly an advantage to Jefferson. So,
1-2 pitch misses high for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 1-1 our score in this pitcher's duel between Jefferson
And
Hedgesville.
Something to note that none of us can see except for I just saw a glimpse of it. Jackson Ruest is throwing in the Hedgesville pen.
2-2 misses outside for ball 3. Well, I was going to actually pose that question. If Hedgesville has to go to its bullpen and has the lead, maybe you use a guy like Ruest or Matthew because they wouldn't have to throw a ton of pitches.
All right, if they can stay under 30, Ruest is a guy who can throw them back-to-back nights.
3-2 lifted out toward left center field. That ball has some carry. It's caught at the warning track. I'm sorry, off the glove. No, it was caught.
Caught it.
Yeah.
Sam Hefner, the young guy, made the play out there, and we couldn't quite tell because they were out there just holding on. But Hefner, the guy who's filling in for Cole Lewis out there tonight, makes it a phenomenal catch there. And the whole dugout's going to come out and greet him.
Landon Pence gave it a ride, but Sam Hefner keeps it in the park at the warning track.
There's that defense.
For the final out of the inning, we head to the bottom of the 6th. Tied at 1. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore, D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
We are still tied at 1 here as we begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Lane DeLauder coming out at 89 pitches, 10 strikeouts. We mentioned it. He's had 2 in every inning. It's a good part of the order, though, for Jefferson if they want to try to take the lead in this one with the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up in Pavanelli, Fletcher, and Riley Morgan. The pitch here misses high for ball 1.
Yeah, if Jefferson can eke out a run here, it can put a tremendous amount of pressure, top of that 7th. If they can, they're going to play for 1 run here. They want to go in and push Hedgesville in the 7th inning to try to be down. So they're in a great spot in the lineup here to do that with Pavanelli and these guys behind him here with Fletcher and Pavanelli coming up.
2-0 pitch from DeLauder, called strike 1. Pavanelli so far, a line out and a walk. Fletcher has that 1 RBI back in the 1st inning, and Riley Morgan has struck out and grounded out so far.
We know if Jefferson gets a runner on that they're not afraid to steal a base. So, a walk or a base hit could be a double.
2-1 is called strike 2.
Could be a double per se the way they've been running the bases tonight. So they just need to get a guy on, and then they're going to get him around, and then will they have anybody there that can drive it in is the question, because it hasn't happened tonight for either team much.
Called strike 3. That's the 11th on the night for Lane DeLauder, and that leadoff strikeout. Very important there, as it looks like maybe Ryan Kelly throwing over there in the bullpen for Jefferson.
He didn't throw much, though, did he? Yeah, 16?
16 or 19.
He's coming back up. I think he's due up here shortly, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be Kelly, number 19.
It's Kelly.
But strikeout here to lead off the inning to Pavanelli. And this one, floater, played off the hop by Braylon Connor, and he gets Caleb Fletcher to ground out. 6-3 on the ground out there. So Riley Morgan will hit here with 2 down.
Big, important outs there for DeLauder. 2 of the toughest outs in the lineups here. Well, 3 of them, including Morgan here, but 2 of the toughest outs, erased here in this bottom of the 6th, and get Morgan up with 2 outs and nobody on.
Morgan takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 1-0 count with 2 down. 1-1 our score between Hedgesville and Jefferson as we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Morgan facing DeLauder with 11 strikeouts on the evening. That pitch hits the zone for strike 1.
And DeLauder 97th pitch just thrown.
So he could potentially go the whole 7. We'll see. This one called strike 2 if he can take care of Riley Morgan here.
Yeah, I can tell you now he's found the groove, that's for sure, and that's what you like to see when you're a coach, you know, and you know, late in the innings when they're just throwing strikes at will.
1-2 is fouled away. Lane DeWater, 2
If
here in the inning.
Ends the inning under 110, he's coming back out for the top of the 7th.
Yeah.
Just pitching wise, you got to try to get that one out.
But still got to get through Riley Morgan here, who is not an easy out at all. The 1-2 pitch, and Morgan making him work, trying to maybe see somebody else here in that 7th inning.
I don't know if you typically do that, but I think when you're trying to save your starting pitchers or rest or someone's, you know, pitches, you want to get those out so you don't have you know, keep him under the pitch limit so he can pitch tomorrow.
Ian Wolf warming up there as well.
1-2 misses high for ball 2. 2-2, 2 down, 1-1 our score.
Yeah, Wolf's a guy I didn't mention in the pregame. I couldn't. His name was on the tip of my tongue. I was talking about the pitching they have in there, but Ian Wolf was threw a lot of pitches last year.
2-2 called, strike 3. 12 strikeouts for Lane DeWater. And that one ends the inning. He continues to be phenomenal here tonight for the Eagles. We head to the 7th inning. Still tied at 1. Great game continues. Don't want to miss the conclusion of this one or potentially extra innings. A lot of baseball still left in a 1-1 ball game. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 60.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Jambo Construction and Fencing Company, LLC, is a veteran-owned and operated company right here in the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia that specializes in decks, fencing, and hardscaping. Find us on Facebook at Jambo Construction and Fencing to see more of the projects we've completed. For a free estimate, you can call Bo Bartley at 304-268-5452 or Jamie Gall at 304-279-5053. We are licensed and insured in the state of West Virginia, and as Martinsburg alums, we say, Go Bulldogs.
Back here to the 7th inning now between Hedgesville and Jefferson. An absolutely great baseball game between these two schools. We're tied at 1 as we begin the 7th inning. Chris French will lead things off for the Eagles. He's been their best hitter tonight. 2 for 2 with 2 singles, and it's a 3-hit game for Chris French. Leadoff single for Chris. That will bring Canarium to the plate, and Hedgesville will have that same strategy that Jefferson was trying to have in the last half inning trip. Play for 1 run here, you would expect.
Yeah, you got to play for 1 run here, no doubt. You have to get French. French has just done his job of the lead off and getting on, and now he's got to get these. He's got to get this guy in here and put Jefferson on the ropes here. And
Canarium lays down a bunt, but it goes foul. If you get French to second, do you go to Lane DeWater, pinch hitter? Just saying.
Chris French, you talk about a guy that's turned around his season, a guy that was being pinch hit for, DH for most of the season. So you go March Chris French to May Chris French, 2 totally different baseball players for the good.
The 0-1, and that's a strike ruled on Canarium as he's unable to get the bunt down.
He's MLB's version of he's Mr. October, isn't he? Or
he's Reggie Jackson.
He's getting it done here in the postseason.
Yeah.
That might have to be a nickname.
He's
for
getting
Chris
it done in the postseason. But we had 2 bunt attempts here that both weren't very good. And so now he has to figure out a way of, are you going to bunt again? I very seriously doubt he's going to bunt again after those 2 attempts. So
they haven't ran on Spears.
Yes, I think Coach Nicky Brown just told him, hey, clear your head and just try to get a productive at bat here and do what you can at this point.
0-2 from Fletcher, missing inside for ball 1. But Spears has been very good defensively, so they haven't really ran on him.
I was going to bring up that point.
And Fletcher's done a good job of holding runners. He's quick to the plate.
Has a good pickoff move as well. There's a quick pickoff attempt there as Chris French diving back in safely.
I was going to say,
Hedgesville hasn't attempted a stolen base.
I was going to
tonight.
say, if you get a stolen base, I mean, that's huge to get a guy in scoring position, but we haven't seen anything tonight.
The 1-2 pitch missing inside for ball 2. And Spears really not allowing any pass balls or wild pitches either. So
it's been a clean game for sure, you know, with Fletcher and Spears on the same page, and it's very similar on both sides of the coin here.
The 2-2 pitch, Canarium fouls it straight back. Trippy would have made the play there if we didn't have the net.
Or the pole.
I would have had that one.
It ricocheted off the pole.
He could have jumped in front of the pole.
I think Rue's sister had it. She had a better beat on it than I did.
Well, you got to call her off.
Yeah.
You're the center fielder. 2-2 count. Pitch here to Canarium outside for ball 3.
Great at bat by Canarium to come back after that. You know, he's frustrated not getting those bunts down, and a good job by Nicky Brown to call that timeout and slow the young man down and he got this thing back to a 3-2, and a good pitch to steal on.
3-2 pitch to Canarium, low for ball 4.
Don't need to.
Even better than the sacrifice bunt. You get a walk.
Now you bunt.
Yeah, with Gage Gano.
And a guy that could beat out the bunt, too.
Cash Dunham's going to come in and courtesy run for our catcher, Trent Canarium.
And that might be it.
That's a 0-2 and 4 balls is probably going to end his night, as we're going to see a different first baseman.
And Kelly's going to come in and pitch.
Oh, no, actually, Kelly's going to pitch. And they're going to, I would say Fletcher's going to stay in the game somewhere.
You would think so, but
I guess he'll go to first, get his first baseman's glove.
He's going to go get his glove and play
So it's going to be a straight swap with Ryan Kelly and Caleb Fletcher, as he had the 0-2 count on Canarium and wasn't able to get the job done there. And that could really hurt there, considering, you know, Gage Gano, who can move a runner, and then certainly these guys behind him. Gage did a nice job last at bat, you know, not bunting balls, and actually worked a walk out of that sacrifice situation, and then kind of had the odd situation where the sacrifice fly turned into a double play on the appeal. So Ryan Kelly's got his work cut out for him here, as if he throws a strike down there, we're going to see a sacrifice bunt, and then he's going to have to face top of the order.
Let's take a 30-second break. When we return, we'll have more high school baseball action. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We welcome you back here to Sager Field. 1-1 our score. Nobody out, and Kelly's going to come on. Our pitching changes brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance, located at 121 Administrative Avenue in Martinsburg. Administrative Drive, I should say. Call 304-263-3361. Kelly, one of the many arms that Jefferson has that they can go to. And, I mean, this team has pitched really well all year, entering tonight with an under 1 team ERA. And Kelly's another one of those guys that's been very solid, usually as a bullpen guy, but certainly could start as well.
You got the shortstop holding, and you got a third baseman up. Now you're going to release.
Gano lays down a perfect bunt. Kelly misplayed it, and the bases are going to be loaded.
That's what I said. I mean, Gano can beat out the bunt. He placed it perfectly and beat it out.
Yeah, perfect placed bunt and miscommunication by Pavanelli and Kelly there, and he got bases loaded, nobody out in the heart of the leader and the EPAC batting average hitting leader to the plate here for Hedgesville.
Yeah, I believe he might have been slightly ahead of Kyle Ward, but I mean, either way, good guy to have here at the plate. One of the best options.
I mean, he doesn't strike out much, and that's going to compute into probably, unless he hits it right at an infielder, it's going to compute into a run here.
So 1-1 our score. Nobody out. The pitch here to Braylon Connor misses high for ball 1. 1-0 count. Bases loaded for the Eagles. Braylon Connor sitting in, and that pitch is missed high for ball 2. I mean, in some ways, Connor's been robbed of some RBIs tonight. We had the play at the plate that could have given him another RBI if Gano could have got under the Bane play there, and we had the runner taking off early in French that led to the sacrifice being taken away and makes this now a go-ahead situation opposed to just tacking on some runs here.
Hey, Tripp, kind of question here. Mm-hmm. You didn't really see Kelly warm up, and
He's
now he comes out of the game. But do you think that, just playing the field gives you a disadvantage if you're coming in to pitch and you didn't really warm up?
Depends on the guy, I would guess.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, each guy's differently. Some guys need a lot of, warm-ups and bands and those types of things to throw. Some guys can do it pretty quick, but we're going to see, they can get warmed up pretty quick. But we're going to see who's going to the mound. Was it Hefner?
I'm trying to get the number.
I believe it's Hefner. Looks like Fletcher's going to move over to short.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, it looks like Ryan Hefner's going to come in. So we're going to take a 30-second break, 2-0 count here when we return. This West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
And the streak continues! CMA's Martinsburg dealerships continue to knock out the competition with their competitive pricing, extensive selection, and lifetime powertrain warranty. With over 450 new and used vehicles in stock and on the way, CMA won't leave you waiting on a bench.
That's right, CMA's Martinsburg dealerships are once again the most valuable dealers in the area.
For the strongest and deepest lineups, visit CMA's Martinsburg dealerships online at martinsburg.cmacars.com today. And good luck to all Panhandle High School student athletes.
You back here to Sager Field. 1-1 our score. Bases remain loaded for Braylon Connor, who works into a 2-0 count. And our pitching change here, it's going to be Ryan Hefner. Pitching changes brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. And Tripp, Coach Lowry obviously knowing the importance of this at-bat. You can't just give them the run here, so Ryan Kelly's day over very quickly. And coming in now, Ryan Hefner, 2.43 earned run average. He's 2-0 on the season.
Yeah, Kelly didn't get through too many pitches, of course, but it's just can't walk the guy here, and now they're going to call a timeout again, try to ice Connor a little bit probably, or get their signs figured out. I'm not sure, but either way. It's been a long at bat for Braylon Connor when it comes to the stopwatch.
Yeah, 2-0.
2-0 count here. Infield drawn in. Top of the 7th. Nobody out. Bases loaded. An opportunity for Hedgesville to blow it wide open as Jefferson's in the tremendous jam of the year here, and they need some magic again to get out of this thing.
Pitch is low for ball 3. This is a tough situation for Hefner coming in not with a fresh count. Now it's 3-0.
Another guy didn't get the warm-up much there as he was in the field.
Next pitch, missing inside for ball 4, and Hedgesville has the lead on a bases-loaded walk.
Whoa, Chris French just slipped on the base there, a home plate a little bit. That's huge.
As good as those metal cleats are, they're still slippery. But, yeah, huge thing here because now they're up a run, and the situation hasn't changed. Now it's nobody out still with the bases loaded, and still dealing with the top of the order here.
Noah Brown to the plate. The pitch from Hefner is a swing and a miss for strike 1. Brown on the day, 2 strikeouts. You mentioned he really didn't strike out much in the sectional tournament, but struggling against Caleb Fletcher, and the strikeouts have certainly been on both sides quite a bit. The 0-1 pitch fouled away.
Yeah, a 4-pitch walk, and then you didn't get a take sign there, so that tells you that they're okay to see, him drive these runs in. But great at bat by Braylon Connor. I mean, a guy I'm sure who was just licking, chomping at the bit to swing the bat, but was very patient.
The 0-2 hit on the ground towards short. Play coming home from Fletcher, ruled out as a great job by Spears, I think, to tag the bag with that back foot. Hedgesville fans thinking it should have been ruled safe, but he did get, I think, that tag on the foot there.
It was close. Fletcher had to go down to one knee, block that thing up. And then he threw up the first baseline a little bit and low for Spears, but Spears kind of stretched out there. And from our angle, it looked like, he could have been off. I wouldn't argue the call either way, but Keith Allison right on top of that and made the call. And So now you got one out, bases loaded, and infield back in double play depth as far as the middle, and then the corners are still up. But, it's going to be tough to get a double play on Jackson if he doesn't hit the ball hard right at one of those middle guys.
0 for 3 on the day as we rest with a strikeout, ground out, and a fly out. 1-0 pitch to Jackson, runs inside on him for ball 2.
Jackson with his back control is probably going to try to lift this ball if at all possible, or, try to get the ball to the outfield and not hit into that possible double play.
Next pitch on 2-0 is ruled ball 3. Bases are loaded. It's Gano, Dunham, and Noah Brown on the base pass. Gano, Braylon Connor, and Noah Brown on the base pass. The 3-0 is called strike 1.
Hedgesville trying to take advantage here, swing this thing wide open. Looking at some other scores across the state. Cabell Midland leads their series over Hurricane 1-0 after winning 9-5. University gets a big one in 5 innings.
3-1 is ripped into left field. That gets through for an RBI single for Jackson Rest. 2 runs are in to score, and the Eagles extend their lead out to 4-1 as both Connor and Gano score from second and third. Brown is in there at second. It's a 2 RBI single for Jackson Rest, just poking it through the 5-6 hole into left field.
Yeah, third base was drawn in. Palminelli didn't have a shot. You had Fletcher back in double play depth. He did try to get a belly play there and keep him from just one run scoring, but it got by him as well and out into the outfield. And the speed that was on the bases with Connor and Gano, there's just no chance at the plate, and the throw was cut. And Hedgesville an opportunity just to completely blow this thing open now.
At 4-1 our score. Pedersen at the plate. 2 on for the Eagles and just 1 out. A 1-0 count now on Pedersen, who has found his way on twice with a pair of walks and a ground out so far. The next pitch to Brett is chopped foul down the third base line, and count sitting at 1 ball and a strike.
Brett's a young man that you can't hang on either, because you can find it in the parking lot with this power that he has here, and he could really do some damage with one swing.
The 1-1 pitch to Pedersen is low for ball 2. 2-1. Connor Quinn in the on-deck circle. 2 on for the Eagles. A big 3-run top of the 7th inning in this great game between Hedgesville and Jefferson. The next pitch to Pedersen outside for ball 3. The winner of this game takes the 1-0 series lead in the best of 3. The winner of the series heads to Charleston for the state tournament.
And if this score holds, it'll be visitors winning in every game so far.
3-1 pitch to Pedersen, swing and a miss, strike 2.
Yeah, he was kind of sitting on a fastball there, and I think he got a little running slider that he got out on the front foot and just kind of waved the bat through the zone, and kind of see the look on his face where he got fooled on that one, and just a great pitch there.
3-2 pitch. Runs in and hits Pedersen on the helmet, and the bases are back to loaded. 3-2
on out.
Connor Quinn to the plate.
Jefferson's pitching is just giving up on him. At the moment, it's just not I don't want to use that word. Jefferson has it just imploded at the moment as far as walks and free bases.
Pinch hitter here, it's going to be Rivera Sosa coming in.
Which is interesting because
for Connor Quinn.
He hasn't played a lot this season, so maybe he's been working on some stuff in the batting cage.
That is not Rivera Sosa.
I said he's coming in to hit.
I'm sorry. Runner. Sorry about that. I was looking at the courtesy runner.
That's Wolf coming in to courtesy run. Our courtesy runners, courtesy of the Berkeley Post 14.
Sosa's coming in to hit for Quinn. Yeah, okay. I was looking at one thing and hearing another. Yeah, Jefferson's pitching at the moment is kind of letting them down here as they've lost the strike zone a bit across the board as Fletcher had a few walks. And then
here comes Coach Lowry again.
Kelly had a couple 3 pitches that he wasn't happy with, and then it's been a tough outing here for Hefner so far as well.
It won't be easy, but either way it won't be easy.
But another pitcher.
Jefferson needs to find a way to get out of this inning. 4-1. You can't go down, 5 or 6 runs. That's almost impossible. 3 runs is
pitching change.
Tough, but not impossible. We'll take another 60-second break here at the pitching change. It's the third the fourth pitcher of the inning for Jefferson. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back at 60.
You've been in an accident. Why won't the insurance company pay? Because they're trying to save money at your expense. Call Mansion Ferretti for your free consultation. We have the experience to deal with the insurance company and get you the compensation you deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch!
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Back here to Sager Field. 4-1 our score in favor of the Hedgesville Eagles, who have rallied for 3 runs here in this top of the 7th inning to take the lead over the Jefferson Cougars. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Trip Tobin. Ty Duncan now doing the pitching as Jefferson using all of its pitching depth that we talked about, but it's tough to come in these situations. A 1-0 count with just 1 out and the bases loaded. Rivera Sosa pinch hitting for Connor Quinn. The pitch here popped up and fouled back for strike 1.
Sosa getting an opportunity. We didn't see him much in the sectionals, and getting an opportunity here as Quinn didn't have a great night at the plate, so they're going to use some of that dugout. Coach Grove is, and got the lefty up here with 1 out.
The 1-1 pitch to Rivera Sosa is a called strike 2. Could be another one of those situations like we saw in the sectional championship where Rivera Sosa, who hasn't really hit that much recently, but has some potential.
How about this? The last time he hit was May the 5th.
May the 5th. Well, I think that's what these pinch hitters do. They take long breaks and then get big hits.
Yeah, he had a plate appearance in that first game against Martinsburg, 17th, 18th of March, 21st, 24th, 25th, 27th, 29th, April 5th, 7th, 12th, 24th, and then May 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. So
it's a lot of numbers.
Longest streak.
1-2 misses high for ball 2 with 1 out. Bases loaded for the Eagles.
Hope everybody at home wrote that down. Maybe test on that later.
What day did Rivera Sosa last hit? May 5th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs down. That's a big second out for Jefferson because, like I said, you don't want to go down more than 3 if you can avoid it at this point in the game. You're already down 3, so it'd be very tough to ask with Lane DeLauder and potentially Jackson Rest if they need to go to somebody.
Yeah, Pence is up, and he's just the guy standing on deck. Is the 3-for-3 guy. Is the guy that they don't want to see come to the plate with the base loaded.
He got the rally started with his 3rd hit of the night, the single to lead off this 7th inning. 1-0 count on Landon Pence. And the next pitch to Pence, lined into center field. Going to be a tough play for Hefner, but Sam Hefner gets there for the final out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Jefferson down by 3 at 4-1. See if the Eagles can take the 1-0 series lead or the Cougars come back to tie things up. This is West Virginia High School Baseball and Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back at 60.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
May is National Trauma Awareness Month, and WVU Medicine is joining the effort to help bring attention to this year's theme, Roadway Safety is No Accident. With a documented rise in motor vehicle crashes and fatalities throughout our nation, the theme is both timely and appropriate. Our roadways continue to become overcrowded, drivers are more distracted, and safety hazards are growing. Prevention is the key. Safety is a choice. This message for National Trauma Awareness Month is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
To the Sager Field.
Which makes sense.
4-1 our score. We got a lineup change as Wolf's going to come in for Pedersen and play left.
We've seen this before.
Yep.
Defensive change here for Wolf for Pedersen for the inning.
With the 4-1, Hedgesville lead, looking to take the 1-0 series lead here in this one in the regional championship series. The winner of this, of course, has to win one more. It's the best 2 out of 3 to advance to the state tournament. 4-1 our score. Hedgesville on top of Jefferson with Kelly to lead things off. It's the 6, 7, 8 guys due up.
DeLon's got 8 pitches to work with in a batter if he hits 110.
Pitch here. Misses low for ball 1.
Jefferson's going to be taken until they get a strike, which is going to run that pitch count up a little quicker. They're in a catch-up mode here where they have to see some strikes here.
Pitch there, call strike 1. 1 ball and a strike on Kelly. He is 0 for 2, or 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk so far. The 1-1 pitch. Misses low for ball 2. 2-1 count, 4-1 our score in favor of the Eagles over the Cougars. Lane DeLauder working on the mound with 12 strikeouts here tonight, and he hits the zone for strike 2. He's had 2 strikeouts every inning. Just an absolutely incredible performance from the junior. The 2-2 from DeLauder. Poke toward first base. Going to be a tough play. Ruess gets to it and steps on the bag for the first out.
Yeah, unbelievable performance by DeLauder so far. I mean, you just can't say enough about what he's done to this Jefferson lineup. And
likely his last batter.
Coming to the plate is Ty Vickers. Vickers, a sacrifice and a walk so far today. Anytime you're only getting your third at-bat in the 7th inning, you don't see that too often at the high school level. So that shows how good Lane has been, how efficient he's been since early in the game, having a little bit of issues with his efficiency.
Yeah, that 23-pitch first inning, I thought for sure we would never see him in the 7th inning, but, I mean, he just did a phenomenal job of getting outs and recording strikeouts and keeping it. I mean, he's seeing, 4 batters topped an inning, and that's what's kept his pitch count down, for the most part.
Pitch from DeLauder, called strike 1. Vickers, and then it will be Duncan to follow him in the lineup.
I think that was pitch 108, I believe.
The 0-1. Yep. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
So probably just finish this at-bat.
0-2 count, 1 down. DeLauder with the 4-1 lead for the Eagles. The pitch, almost strike 3, 1-2.
This will for sure be his last batter here. This will be pitch 111.
DeLauder steps back on the rubber. The 1-2 from Lane DeLauder. Swing! A foul tipped into the glove for strike 3. What a way to end it for DeLauder, as they have to take him out here at 111 on the pitch count. But he is in line to get the victory with 13 strikeouts here tonight.
Yep, he's got 13 of the 20 outs recorded tonight. They're going to take him off the mound here. Finishes up the night 6 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run.
It's a standing ovation from the Hedgesville fans.
Unearned run, 13 strikeouts and 4 walks.
Well-deserved standing ovation. We'll see who they turn to. Now the pen here for the Eagles. as we will take a 60-second break. This is West Virginia High School Baseball Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10. We're back with a pitching change after this.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. From small beginnings and over a century later, we maintain our dedication to our policyholders to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. Protecting everything from your home to your business has never been easier. Our team is here to ensure that you, your family, and your assets are taken care of. We enjoy giving back and doing our part to keep Martinsburg a great place to be.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome you back here to Sager Field. 4-1, Hedgesville on top. 2 outs in the inning. Lane DeLauder reached the pitch count, but we got a pitching change. Brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Spencer, quickly give us the numbers on Mason Elliott.
Yeah, 17 innings pitched, 2-1 record, allowing 20 hits, 19 runs, 19 earned, 13 walks, 24 strikeouts with a 7.824 ERA. Obviously elevated due to just 17 innings pitched.
What?
With a 286 batting average against.
He's got
last appearance May 2nd.
1 out to work with here to try to secure the win for the Eagles. First pitch misses high for ball 1. Game 2 will be tomorrow night at Hedgesville of this regional championship series. The pitch here from Elliott, a called strike 1. 1 ball and a strike. Now with 2 down. Duncan at the plate. Next pitch, high for ball 2. Ty Duncan tonight, he is walked and had a sacrifice. 2-1 with 2 down. The pitch from Elliott. High for ball 3.
Elliott hasn't quite found the strike zone there. Things have been kind of up a little bit. He just needs to find his release point there and just settle down. He's probably got emotions going pretty good right now. It's regional game against Jefferson.
3-1, a called strike 2 at the knees. Full count here on Duncan with 2 down and a 4-1 Hedgesville lead over Jefferson here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch from Elliott is low for ball 4.
God just spiked it there.
Jefferson's going to fight till the very end, of course, you know, as evident by that at bat there. So we'll bring Spears in here. Senior Braylon Connick went out and talked to Mason Elliott, put his hand on his back and say, hey, we got you here. Throw to contact, give us a chance to get you an out. Let's get this victory.
Spears so far 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts for the Cougar catcher.
Good chance here to get an early strike that Jefferson's going to have to take, you know, regardless.
Pitch here, called strike 1. Runner on first base is Ty Duncan.
Probably what Braylon told him. They've got to take till they get a strike, so go ahead and throw one down there. And, easier said than done sometimes, though.
The 0-1 from Elliott misses high. That's where he's missed since coming into the game. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down.
It's like all EPAC games, they're all nail biters. Usually the time they win a run, get to the plate somehow, some way.
Next pitch from Elliott, low for ball 2. Even with a 3-run lead heading into the 7th and 2 outs.
Top of the order on deck for Jefferson.
It's not over until that final out is recorded. The 2-1 to Spears. Low for ball 3. And now time called by the third baseman, Noah Brown. He's going to go in and speak with his pitcher, Elliott. Give him some words of confidence. 3-1 count with 2 down.
Reminiscent of the Major League movie. Third baseman come in and talk to the pitcher.
3-1 from Mason Elliott. Misses high for ball 4.
I think we're going to see a pitching change quickly here as they got 2 tying run. We're going to see
looks like Ruest coming in, then Nichols maybe going to first.
They're going to go to their leader here, Ruest, to shut this thing down. Try to keep Jefferson from getting the tying run on base as they've got the tying run to the plate after having no one on base with 2 outs. Now they have men on first and second with 2 outs.
And personally, I thought maybe Ruest was the guy they were going to go to begin with.
But just 1 out, you hope that you can get something from your bullpen and not have to use a starter here. But like we said, Jackson's a guy that can pitch on short rest, and it is only just 1 out for him to get. So, hypothetically, he can get you out of it here and not have to throw too many pitches.
Yeah, I think they're trying to keep him. It certainly would have been, if it had been the final game, you know what I mean, they go straight to him. But I think because he has to pitch in this series that didn't want to give Jefferson any more information on him than they already have, But they've seen him enough that
I haven't seen him this year though.
They haven't seen him this year, but they've seen him around enough, so they're going to get a look at him, and that's something they probably wanted to avoid a little bit, see his pitches. But regardless, he's in there, and Jefferson's fighting tooth and nail with that last out they have to try to get something going here against this Hedgesville team that's just been on a streak here with wins as they move through this sectional tournament and had their backs against the wall and won their last 3, and now they're on the verge of winning one here. But they got to get through the top of Jefferson's order before, and Jefferson has to score 3 runs before they record an out here. So
this will be his 14th appearance on the year, 6 starts. He leads the team in wins at 8-1 on the year with a 2.692 earned run average. The pitch here from Ruest, called strike 1 for the lefty. Pitching changes again. Brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance and Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. The 0-1 with 2 down and 2 on. Called a ball. Ruest trying to work out of it. Hit the Eagles this series lead, and we'll probably see him tomorrow night to try to secure the series for Hedgesville. The 1-1 pitch. Just missing for ball 2.
Yeah, all his teammates wanted that a strike. They were jumping around.
2-1 count now with 2 down still in the inning. 2 on for the Cougars. Josh Fuegos at the plates, and Fuegos walked, struck out, and flew out so far. The 2-1 from Ruest, missing for ball 3. So Jackson can't quite find the zone here. Fuegos with the tying run at the plate. 3-1, called strike 2. The senior Ruest trying to seal the deal.
Base runners are going to be moving, so the play is going to be across the diamond. For whatever reason, they've got Nichols up, but he probably needs to get back here. But regardless,
the 3-2 pitch, breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3, and Hedgesville takes the 1-0 series lead here in the Region 2 Championship Series over the Jefferson Cougars. And they head to the nest up 1-0, and we'll probably see number 7 pitching tomorrow night. Should be another great game trip. Just some thoughts on it here quickly.
14 strikeouts by Jefferson. They certainly got to clean that up. And, Hedgesville, they're just a tough lineup to keep off the board. And, Jefferson's going to have to score with them just to stay in this thing at the moment. They're kind of matching up pretty well with Jefferson's Hedgesville's offense in advantage game 1 here as both pitchers were in a pitching duel. But finally, Hedgesville's offense found a way to get some runs across, and Jefferson just wasn't able to get any runs across. 14 strikeouts, and 14 of the 21 outs were strikeouts, and that's just not going to get you a lot of runs on the board.
We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have our player of the game and Coach Eric Grove for the Hedgesville Eagles as Hedgesville gets the 4-1 win over Jefferson. Stay tuned for the postgame show after this.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the postgame show. So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
To Sager Field and to the Rocks Fast, Fresh, Friendly post-game show. Rocks local markets with convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle. Rocks Fast, Fresh, Friendly. As we get into our game summary, brought to you by the Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to FMIWV.com. And this game started with Jefferson taking the 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. Hedgesville would rally back to tie things at 1. We had a few interesting plays, of course. We had a collision at home plate that resulted in the game staying tied at 1, opposed to Hedgesville taking the lead at that point. And then later in the ball game, as zeros go up between both sides in the middle innings, we had a sacrifice fly by Braylon Connor lead to a run for Hedgesville, but that run was taken off the board as Chris French left early. Still, though, Hedgesville rallies for 3, including the bases-loaded walk with Connor at the plate to score French to take the lead at the time at 2-1, and eventually a 4-1 win for Hedgesville. Overall, Jefferson just couldn't hit tonight. 6 hits for the Eagles, but it gets it done. Just 1 hit for Jefferson and 14 strikeouts. Again, that was our game summary. Trip, a great game between these two teams. Overall, though, Jefferson, they couldn't hit tonight, and
they struggled.
Tough.
Yeah, they struggle with Lane. Lane's a great pitcher. Sometimes you run into that. I'm sure the coaching staff's going to go over there and say, "Hey, the guy threw a great game." Jefferson's coaching staff will say, "Hey, the guy threw a great game. We got to bounce back. We're still in this thing until the end." And with 13 putouts of the 20, Lane DeLauder was able to able to record, and ultimately 14 of the 21 altogether. So just a great game. But right now you're with the man of the hour, 3 hits. Can you hear us there?
Yeah.
Can you hear us? How they feel there to come up there and score the first 2, the go-ahead run, the tying run, the go-ahead run, and you've just been seeing the ball phenomenally here throughout the season. Just take us through some of your at-bats and what's happening up there for you to just continue to be successful against no matter who they throw at you.
It feels good. It's I'm just jumping on the fastball early, not letting them get ahead of me in the count, and it's been working. So,
what did you guys do there on a couple days off? You've been hitting, and
we just practiced. Nothing too much, nothing too harsh, but yeah.
Did you ever think the start of this season you'd be sitting here 1 game away from going to the state tournament? That's a trick question,
yeah,
isn't it?
It is, but, I thought our team had it in us, but
Yeah, it's just certainly, but there's competitions around the EPAC's just tremendous. But you guys have just been on a tear here lately, and your team's been playing well. You get contribution up and down the lineup. But tell me about the bottom of this lineup. How does it feel? You're a senior guy, and you're like we don't necessarily see a 6 or 7 hole guy be the spark plug for the lineup, but you've certainly got it there, and you've given Braylon Connor an opportunity to get a lot of RBI situations, and it's just been phenomenal to watch you guys play the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's huge having the bottom lineup getting on for Braylon and having him score so many runs for us.
What do you think about this pitching tonight? 14 strikeouts from your pitching staff.
Yeah, Lane it was on tonight. He was pretty good.
He didn't give you a chance to flash your glove.
No, not at all.
Great game. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you to Chris French, one of our players of the game, brought to you by WV Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. We'll now be joined by Lane DeLauder. Lane, great performance for you tonight. 13 strikeouts. Unfortunately, due to the pitch count, you can't go the whole way, but what was clicking for you tonight on the mound with those 13 strikeouts?
Honestly, didn't have the best bullpen. My slider wasn't on at all. Kind of had to battle with that a little bit. I hit spots. I struggled with first batter. I think every inning I did. I couldn't get a strike on him till like 2-0 or 3-0 count, and then I just battled back, hit spots, knew what I had to do, stayed calm.
13 strikeouts out of the 20 didn't give your defense too much chance, and kept waiting for that offense to kick in as it had the last couple of weeks, but it just kind of sputtered there early, and you had to go out there and continue to battle each pitch. But each inning. But like you said, each inning you might have had a leadoff walk here and able to battle through it. Most of the time they ended up on second base, nobody out, but you were able to battle through that, and you threw the ball, you kind of changed locations up and down, and a lot of times, you kind of made those guys look bad at the plate, and that's something said for a team that has a great approach at the plate, and they're patient. I mean, they're really patient, and I guess you knew coming in they were going to take some pitches on you. So how do you approach that? I mean, do you like you said, you were trying to get up on top of them early, but you struggled there kind of early, but then you would just settle it in. But it looked like at the end of the game you were just cruising.
Yeah. Last night I went back and watched one of the Jefferson's game and I studied, wrote down on paper where to throw it, and obviously I was a little off from the beginning and first batter, but I knew where to throw it, I knew where they couldn't hit it, and I talked to my coach a little bit about that, and we were all on the same page today, it seemed like.
All right, you did a little film work, huh? Well, that's awesome. All right. Well, congratulations. I guess we'll see you tomorrow night at the Nest.
Thank you.
Lane DeLauder, again, one of our players of the game, 13 strikeouts, and I think it's always funny that Lane will have a great game and he'll say, I didn't have my best stuff.
I didn't have my best stuff. But I knew where to throw it to get him out. But yeah, he definitely. I ain't gonna lie to anybody. He definitely had the book on the pit hitters tonight.
And we'll now be joined by head coach Eric Grove. Coach, your team able to get the win here tonight, 4-1. You do it on 6 hits. Lane DeLauder dominates, though, giving up just 1 hit, 13 strikeouts. What can you say about Lane?
Yeah, this was the version of him we got to have, and this is going to do wonders for his career here beyond if we happen to be lucky enough to go to state tournament, or if next year or his collegiate career. It's a big win for him. He's beating up on some teams that he should beat up on. Now, this was one he had to earn, and I'm sure it feels great for him. You can see it in his face, and this was big for our guys. Had a little bit of it's just kind of strange in the middle, but we kept it together and did enough in the end.
Yeah, definitely. There, a couple of strange things happened. We had a balk, no balk. We had a appeal play. We had a collision once again at the plate here, and things happen, and you get the crowds all riled up, but you're able to keep your team calm down. And even at times when it was 1-1 and we were cruising through, we kind of watch both teams, and we look over and your guys are still up and they're hype, and there's still a lot of confidence in that dugout. Can you talk to us about that?
I mean, they believe right now, and that's something newfound for them. Last 20 games, they believe in what we're trying to do, and we've made some base running mistakes the last couple of games, and we've had a lot of things that we could have quit on, but we haven't. That's a maturity. They're senior leaders even if they're not playing, and our dugout's just kind of bought into everything, and that's what you have to do this time of year. It's got to be a team concept thing. I really, and I don't know what to tell our kids as far as the play at the plate right now, and I'm not calling anybody out. We had with Musselman the other day. I don't know what to tell them because I don't feel like he had a clear path to the plate right there. I don't know if he was out on the tag or not. I don't know, but I had to keep in the back of my mind it'd be 6 games if I got thrown out again. I don't want to do that. So, and it's too important right now. But I just don't want to see anybody get hurt. And that could just as easily be the other way around tomorrow. Like, are we going to just bury in here and lower our shoulder or not? And I don't want to do that. But find something out that makes it safe for everybody and keeps the crowd calm.
So we can't. We had another player, a co-player of the game. We just continually can't keep Chris French as a player of the game. I mean, you've got Braylon Connor leading off that kind of sets the tone early. Then after that, we continually see Chris French setting up the top of your lineup, just getting on base and just speed and scoring runs. And I mean, he's a table setter. And we don't really see that out of the 6-7 spot. But someone asked me earlier this week. He said, "Do you think they'll move Chris French up in the lineup or move him?" And I said, "No, the recipe for success is set. That the young men's are there, and I think they'd be crazy." But I mean, he certainly can easily at this moment can be the hottest hitter in the EPAC. What do you got to say about that young man? Anything different from the last time we spoke with you?
Well, the big thing for me is he always hits velocity well. When I see somebody come in that is throwing not 60s, 70s, I'm like, I should just yank him because he's not going to sit back. He's not going to. And he's come to me recently and said he wants to be a college baseball player. And
good.
It's one of these things that a coach is going to have to watch him play because he's never going to do any intangibles that stand off the page, but he understands the game incredibly well. That's why I couldn't believe that he left early. That's why I didn't argue about it, because he left early. And but he is so smart when it comes to those little things. I think he's got as good hands as anybody around here. I'd put him with Oviedo at Martinsburg. He maybe doesn't have the ability left to right, but he is an ultimate gamer. And when I moved him into the 6 hole, he started the year as a 2-hitter for us. So that kind of portended what I thought he could do. Didn't work out. He got DH'd for a couple games, and then he's kind of bounced around 6, 7, 8. And one day I moved him up to 6, and he's not somebody that talks to me very often. He said, "Do you think I can hit 7th?" I said, "Whatever. You don't ask for much, so just hit you 7th." And then maybe it's just his coach's way of telling me to do it. Some coaches would say, "You can get out of here and don't talk to me," but I'm here for my kids. And if it makes him comfortable, keeps hitting 3 for 3, he'll hit 7th from here on out.
Yeah, he had a great game, phenomenal game up and down the lineup. He closer, he had to bring Ruiz to come in, a big spot there. He comes in, shuts the door, just a lot of depth there. And I guess it's too early to ask who's going to throw tomorrow.
I would imagine Jackson's going to throw tomorrow. That's why I didn't really want to use him today.
Okay.
I'll make sure he feels good in the morning and see. We got 3. We got 3 games we have to, and Tanner's 1 down here, so it kind of plays into some of it. He's comfortable here. I would imagine they're going to throw Morgan tomorrow. I don't know that, but we just have to we got to capitalize on runners in scoring position again. And as far as closing out the game, Mason Knight's going to have to pitch again for us at some point, I hope. And it's a tough spot, even though it's there's no runners on. That last out's the hardest one to get. You know that from coaching our guys. It's the 21st out in these games is the hardest one to get, and so he'll be back. We got all the confidence in him too. And Jackson came in and did what he does, even though he's a 3-1 count, and I'm getting ready to pull my hair out. They didn't hit the ball well tonight, but they very easily could do it tomorrow, just like we talked about Musselman last week. They didn't hit well the first game and then really came out swinging it. They can do that, and they were rusty too, probably more than us, so that might play a factor. But hopefully we take good feelings out of it, and they're going to have to find out ways to manufacture runs. I'm sure Coach Sauer's going to harp on that and think about it all night long.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow at the Nest.
Well, thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Coach Grove, as his team 1 win away from reaching the state tournament. A Hedgesville team that has just continued to play really well. As we'll get into our game stats now and wrap things up here, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer around 11 South Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. Braylon Connor goes 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Jackson Rest 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Chris French, as we mentioned, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored. And Gage Gano 1 for 1 with a run scored and 2 walks here tonight. Those are the 6 hits for the Eagles. Lane DeLauder, 6 2/3, 1 hit, no earned, and 4 walks, 13 strikeouts as well for Lane DeLauder, and then a third of an inning for Jackson Rest with the strikeout, 14 total strikeouts. And just 1 hit. That 1 hit coming from Caleb Fletcher is an RBI hit for what it's worth. But overall, a tough night for Jefferson. Unfortunately, we have committed to the Martinsburg graduation tomorrow, so we will not have that game for you on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. But that does it here for us. For Spencer Dupuis, Kyle McLaughlin, Trip Tobin, I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long here from Sager Field. Hedgesville gets the win over Jefferson 4-1. Dylan Bishop is back in 2 minutes. This is West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
To get the best opportunity to be seen and recruited, join the American Legion Post 14 Hornets baseball team. Managed by Trip Tobin, Post 14 will prepare you for the next level by playing the best possible schedule, along with an experienced coaching staff and alumni coming back to help guide you through the process.
Brings up Camion Gonzalez with runners on the corners. Runner from first going, and it's a fair ball down the third base line by Gonzalez. That's going to allow one to score.
The Berkeley Post 14 Hornets are the premier Legion baseball team in the area.
There's a local family moving in our territory.
What do you want from me?
Taste it. It's really good.
We're going to the mattresses.
It's not personal. It's strictly business. Leave the guns. Take the pizza.
Rock's, now serving hot, fresh pizza to die for.
Ow, that really hurt.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Strawberry season is here at Orr's Farm Market. Pick Your Own strawberries will be starting around May 13th, and you can make a reservation to come and pick, or buy some that are already picked. We're also offering a season pass this year, so get online at orrsfarmmarket.com to see the details. Visit our bakery counter today to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't miss our 2 new flavors of homemade strawberry donuts. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, and remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
Welcome into the Cody's Auto Body post-game scoreboard show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, where you get the work done right the first time. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Dylan Bishop here with Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, bringing you the post-game scoreboard show after a 4-1 victory on the road in Game 1 of the Regional Championship Series for the Hedgesville Eagles over the Jefferson Cougars. Game 2 will be played at Hedgesville tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and if necessary, Game 3 will be Wednesday, currently scheduled for 1 p.m. due to graduation ceremonies. We'll get into some scores from the rest of the sports world tonight, starting in baseball. A few games that have already gone final tonight. Guardians with a 3-0 victory over the White Sox. Pirates 6-4 over the Rangers, and the Rays 6-4 over the Blue Jays. Games going on right now. Bottom of the 9th in Philadelphia, 6-3 lead for the Diamondbacks over the Phillies. Top of the 9th in Cincinnati, 5-5 game between the Cardinals and the Reds. Bottom 5 in Atlanta, 6-5 Dodgers over the Braves. Tied at 5 in Kansas City between the Royals and the Tigers. Top 7 in Milwaukee, 10-1 lead for the Astros over the Brewers. Bottom 7 in Minnesota, 4-0 lead for the Giants over the Twins, and it's tied 2-2 between the Rockies and the Marlins in Colorado in the bottom of the 4th. 2 games that have not had first pitch yet. Angels and Red Sox in Anaheim at 9:38, and Mariners and Athletics at 9:40 in Seattle on ESPN+. One game tonight in the NHL. It's Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals with a 2-0 lead for the Florida Panthers. They currently lead 1-0. 7 minutes left in the second period, looking to go up 3-0. Also a 3-0 series currently underway is Game 4 between the Nuggets and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals in the NBA on ESPN. 3:41 left in the second quarter. Lakers with a 59-48 lead in Los Angeles, trying to force a Game 5 and avoid the sweep. And again, your final score from Sager Field in Shenandoah Valley, Jefferson High School, falling at home in Game 1 of the Regional Championship Series to Hedgesville, 4-1 on the back of 12 strikeouts from Chase DeLauder. So we'll have Again, Martinsburg graduation tomorrow night, and then if applicable, we'll have Game 3 between Jefferson and Hedgesville if Jefferson can win on the road tomorrow and force Game 3 in that road game. This has been the Cody's Auto Body post-game scoreboard show here on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10. Signing off, hoping you have a great rest of your Monday evening.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, The Skinner Law Firm, Laddie's, Trips Flooring, Jambo Construction and Fencing, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Honda of Winchester, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, Rock's Local Markets, CMA Toyota Chevrolet of Martinsburg, Orsini's Home Store, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, and by Hagerstown Ford.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.